first. And punch that out, man. Excited to hang out with you.
Thanks for having me.
You guys ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. 3, 2, 1. We're kicking it with a friend of the show, probably his third time being on the RollUp, first time on the new RollUp. We have director of Miami's 30 for 30, ESPN documentary, and also Cocaine Cowboys director, Billy Corben. Billy, how's it going, my dude?
Thanks for having me on again.
I appreciate you for hanging out, man. You got some new heat on these streets, man. I see you got another docu-series, or this time you're doing some storytelling with the Cocaine Cowboys documentary. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's our fourth Cocaine Cowboys release in the franchise. Cocaine Cowboys, the Kings of Miami, now streaming on Netflix. And even though it's the fourth title in the franchise, it's actually the first story that we wanted to tell back in the early 2000s when we started making Cocaine Cowboys. We wanted to tell the story of these guys, Willie and Sal, Willie Falcone and Sal Magluta, who were actually known as Willie and Sal, or Los Muchachos, the boys, on the streets of Miami. Nobody asked Willie who or Sal who. Everybody knew what you were talking about when you said Willie or Sal. Somebody says in the series that there may be 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, but back in Miami in those days, the 70s, 80s, 90s, there was only 1 or 2 degrees of separation away from Willie and Sal. Everybody either knew them or knew someone who knew them. And they were pretty legendary down here through the 80s as world champion offshore powerboat races. I think they won, between the two of them, they won about 4 world championships. And then they were also, while they were on national and international TV as champion sportsmen, they were also fugitives, wanted by the states of both Florida and California, and eventually indicted by the feds in the Southern District of Florida for operating what they alleged was the largest cocaine trafficking operation in history. They accused them of smuggling over 75 tons of cocaine worth over $2.1 billion. And one of their co-defendants, one of their co-conspirators, actually says in the documentary, he thinks for the amount of time they were operating, because they were operating for almost 20 years, which is a pretty unprecedented run for drug traffickers in the United States. He estimates it was closer to 175 tons that they smuggled, not 75 tons.
Billy, real quick, you talking about the 20-year run they had smuggling coke. They got caught sometimes. Like I'm about 3 episodes in. They got caught in a lot of shenanigans, but these guys walked out of jail on a lot of wild and bogus things. I didn't know it was that slippery down there.
Yeah, well, the law, it always takes them a little while to catch up. These guys were operating so much money. All the kingpins at the time were that if they had to drop $50,000 or $100,000 on a bond, they didn't care. They would just they just leave town. I mean, a lot of them got busted under like assumed names. They had fake IDs, fake passports, credit cards under fake names, and so it meant nothing.
The 80s was wild, bro. You could do whatever and just leave the state and get a new ID, man. Just start a whole new life.
Yeah. It was just a revolving door. I mean, someone in episode 1 says these guys, because they get caught in episode 1 alone, they get caught 3 times in episode 1, but it never sticks. Someone says, what is Jim DeFeeti, the journalist? He goes, it's like they're walking between the raindrops. They never got a drop on them.
Right.
That's what's up. Hold on real quick. So let me hop in real quick in a sec. This is Larian, man. I just realized I have the my wrong name up there, and you ain't met me yet. So, but as a hurricane,
you got your fake ID, you got your fake name up there.
There you go.
Yeah, he's setting the tone already, huh?
Yeah, street speaking. I didn't even know that was done before I knew we was getting Billy tonight.
He got in the fake name Hispanic, so you already know what he got going on. He's smuggling something.
I can't roll. But real quick, you said that this was kind of a story you want to tell from the beginning. 2 parts real quick though, like how long has this been in the making, and like what made this the time?
We've been working on it for 12 years. So really what made it time is that we were done with it finally. But there's a little bit more to it than that, because when we started it, so the reason why we couldn't make it back in the 2000s is because it was just Sal Magluta's second trial was just getting started in 2002. So a lot of the wounds were fresh. People weren't ready to sit down on camera and talk about this shit yet. So we needed to give it a little bit of time. I like to say a story has to ripen. You know, you have to have a little bit of distance and perspective. And people always say, oh, you ever going to do a big three? Doc, not about you guys, but about the Heat. Big three is what they mean, you know. And so I always say, I'm like, give LeBron a break. Let the man finish his career and take his time and retire. And then you kind of need retirement plus about 5 or 10 years. You know, you just need the distance and the perspective to feel comfortable kind of sitting down and being candid about your history and your life and your career. But it's kind of similar here. It's like people just weren't ready to talk about it yet. And so we went and did Cocaine Cowboys, the documentary that came out in 2006. That was our backup plan. That was our plan B, because we couldn't tell this story of Willie and Sal. And so, long story even longer, as people started getting released from prison, they got out of witness protection, we started to do interviews on camera. And every once in a while, like between paying gigs on spec, we would do some interviews, like an interview here, an interview there. We got a cocaine cowboy, we got a mistress, we got a co-conspirator, an FBI agent, U.S. attorneys, criminal defense attorneys. We started to accumulate this like library, this archive of interviews. And here's the funny thing. There was so much story. And because these guys operated for so long, and there's 2 federal trials and hundreds of additional satellite cases and defendants and co-conspirators, it was too much for one documentary, for like a 2-hour one-off thing. And so, but back then, there was no such thing as a documentary miniseries. That just didn't exist then. You either did a one-off, like 2-hour doc, or you did like American Greed, like 1,000 episodes, right? That run for 100 years, you know, but like only Ken Burns did like a 10-hour thing. Nobody else did that. And so what happened was the Jinx premiered on HBO, Making a Murderer premiered on Netflix. And the next thing you know, the documentary miniseries was invented. And so someone created the business model that we could then plug and play into, and we're able to get 6 parts to tell this entire, like, you know, basically crime family saga on Netflix.
Hey, Billy, it's CJ here. Nice to meet you, first off.
What's up, CJ?
And just to follow what you just said in regards to the different interviews that you were able to get, I guess my question is, how the hell were you able to get these people to talk in the first place?
Well, you know, I think people, they come out of prison or they come out of witness protection program, and they, you know, it can be a lonely life. I mean, a lot of them lose their families, they lose their spouses, you know, they get divorced, their kids don't talk to them anymore. Kind of all you have left for a while when you get out is your story, right? I don't think anybody's proud of what they did. You know, most people, I mean, these stories end up the same. You end up dead or in prison, right? So these guys are not proud of it, but it's what happened. And listen, if you were in your 20s in Miami in the 80s and you became a billionaire with a B, you would have some crazy stories to tell. And so these guys have some crazy stories about the good old bad old days, you know, that they spent. And so they were just cool with sharing it. I think honestly, you know, remind me, we did an ESPN 30 for 30 called Broke, about the epidemic of professional athletes going broke. And nobody wanted to talk about that shit. I mean, people were like, hanging up the phone on me. I was asking for interviews, whatever. Then the documentary comes out. And the next thing you know, all these guys who turned me down are on sports talk radio, and they're on ESPN, and they're which I thought was great, because I wanted younger guys to learn from their mistakes, you know, to hopefully not, you know, they can make their own mistakes, but not make the same mistakes again. So it was heartening, but it was frustrating. So I think what happened was, since we had done the first Cocaine Cowboys, we did the second Cocaine Cowboys, Hustling with the Godmother. We did Cocaine Cowboys Reloaded. And so I think as those, it's almost like with Broke, like as those started to come out, people were like, okay, people are interested in these stories. I don't have to be embarrassed, even though it might be a pretty traumatic or ugly time in my life. It's okay. I can share these stories with the world. And my producing partner, Alfred Spellman, likes to quote Jacques Cousteau the great underwater diver and explorer. He said something like, and I'm paraphrasing, like, if you lead an interesting life, you shouldn't be selfish and keep it to yourself. Like you have an obligation almost, to share your stories. Listen, a lot of us, I lead a pretty boring life, man. I'm a pretty dull, law-abiding citizen, and so you're
pretty exciting on Twitter, though, Billy.
Well,
You are a good follow.
I like to start tweef, that Twitter beef, but like, but no, I feel like we get an opportunity with documentaries, and when people tell these extraordinary stories of these fascinating, sometimes criminal lives that they led, it gives us all an opportunity to spend a few hours kind of like experiencing life from a different perspective, get to walk a mile in their shoes. Some people find that appealing. Some people think it's distressing. I think it's an interesting opportunity for audiences to be able to have access to all these interesting people and hear from them.
I think your style of storytelling is unique and different. You use anything from, like, even if a slideshow is up and it's just a picture, I think the words and everything still keep you captivated as far as like what you're hearing and like the information that you're getting. What's your creative process like, Billy?
Well, I don't take the audience's time for granted. I mean, if you're going to give us an hour, 2 hours, 6 hours, I have a lot of respect for the audience and your time. I mean, I'm very grateful for it. I always say the measure of a successful filmmaker is not money or critical acclaim or awards. It's that you get to work again. And the only way we get to work again is if the audience, we serve at the pleasure of the audience. And if they watch our stuff, we get to make more stuff. And so I always say, if you're going to demand somebody's attention for a few hours, or in this case, 6 parts with the Kings of Miami, you better bring it, and you better make it compelling, and you better, find a good story and don't fuck it up. Find a good story and tell it well. And that is our responsibility to our audience. And so when you're telling a story about cocaine in Miami in the 80s and a bunch of race boat, drivers, you want to give it a certain momentum. You want to give it a certain style. These guys were Cuban exiles. So you want that music to have that salsa, that Pitbull flair. You want shit to move. You want the images to move. You want there to be just a certain pacing and momentum. I told my composer, I have a very Spike Leean take on the use of music.
I like that word.
Yes, but it's very aggressive in quality, in quantity, and in volume, like the level in a show. Like I look at some of our best documentaries like The U and Screwball and 537 Votes and Dogfight and Square Group of the Godfathers of Ganja and the Cocaine Cowboys movies. I look at them as musicals. I said to they got to sing, they got to move.
Right.
And so I said to my composer, Carlos Jose Alvarez on Kings of Miami, I said, listen, I want people lying in bed or sitting in bed with their feet up, right? Here I am in bed with my feet up, right? Watching Netflix for this show for 6 hours. And I want their foot to be tapping for all 6 hours. The whole, like, keeping that rhythm and keeping that pace the whole way through. And so that's the approach. That's the spirit of the thing.
That's what's up. Being like from the area, I know you had to witness some of the stuff going on around you. You recall any of like the movement itself as a youngster?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm a native Floridian and a lifelong Miamian. What I remember most from my youth, we lived in like a working class neighborhood in the Northeast Miami-Dade area, and so I don't think there was a lot of people in the drug business per se, but Great Recession, everybody had a toy. Everybody had a new toy. There was a Porsche in a driveway. There was someone was renovating the house, adding a second story or something like, and it's because everybody in Miami was doing well. I refer to it as the only successful case study of Ronald Reagan's trickle-down economics. It's the only time that shit worked was in Miami during the cocaine boom, where you had billions of dollars in revenue being generated that trickled down into every aspect of our community. The public sector, law enforcement, criminal justice, the private sector, no matter what you did, if you weren't addicted to coke, you were addicted to cocaine money. And Miami, that was listen, the number one in the early 80s, number one, number two industry in Miami, real estate and tourism. Tourism generated approximately $7 billion a year in those days. Real estate generated about $9 billion a year in those days. The drug industry in Miami in those days, $12 billion a year. So our number one industry in Miami in the early 80s was drug smuggling. And so you can just imagine the economic impact that whether you were in the business or not, the economic impact that kind of revenue, that narco economy had on Miami. That's what I really remember. What's funny though about Willie and Sal is that this happens a little bit later. So I was aware of the speedboat races when I was a kid in Miami, because that was like a Miami Vice thing. Like you were aware, like that was a uniquely Miami sport, right? The speedboat races. But when we were in middle school, my producing partner, Alfred Spellman, his best friend's dad was a lawyer working for Willie and Sal after they got indicted in 91. So Alfred is in carpool, little league carpool, right? With his buddy in his dad's car. You remember the old school cell phones? They had like the speaker phone. You just sort of yell in the car, pre Bluetooth, So we had one of those old school cell phones, and he was yelling in little league carpool about Willie and Sal and 75 tons of cocaine and excluding evidence from the search and seizure at the mansion in Miami Beach. And this is, talk about only in Miami shit. This is carpool in middle school in the early 90s in Miami. So, and then when I went to school at New World School of the Arts in downtown Miami, I was 2 right-hand turns away from the federal courthouse where Willie and Sal were tried while I was a junior in high school. And then when I was in college at the University of Miami, Sal was going to trial again in 2002. So our formidable years in Miami, once we grew up and were aware of what was going on, it was all things Willie and Sal.
Well, you Florida it out, man. I like your whole brand built around Florida. Like, then we'll get into that, but I'm pretty sure CJ got a question. Go ahead, CJ.
Yeah, definitely. But do you think something like this could be done in today's time?
No, well, crypto cowboys. That's what we call it.
I know some of them.
Yeah. No, I mean, listen, not like this. I mean, this was another level. We talked about, like with the fake IDs and with the being on national television while the cops are looking for you. You're racing boats. I mean, I don't think anybody would.
That was nuts, man. That was nuts and bolts. I'm watching it and I'm like, okay, I'm finding out who Willie and Sal is. I'm getting into the characters. And then they started showing images of these guys like doing TV interviews with anchors, and the next shot is like a mug shot. I'm like, the 80s was wild, bro. You was able to sell coke and race boats, bro, and go to jail for it and do it again like the next week, no problem. Nobody's in jail.
Listen, now the hustle is the government hustle now. I mean, because basically what's happened is that all this, that corrupt money that found its way into the public sector, into law enforcement, no one ever shook that out. No one ever really followed up all that leads. And a lot of those people got away scot-free. And so what's basically happened now is it's sort of like, some of it's like crony cowboys now. The real hustle is in government. And they basically legalize corruption, so they kind of get away with everything. Like the kind of corruption we look back in the 80s and think that guys went to jail for. It's nothing. They must be turning over in their graves with the shit that guys are doing now. Like those are the real cowboys. It's really in the public sector, I think now. There's a story there.
The progression is crazy, man. I've been not to go down the rabbit hole too far, but I've been listening to a lot of crime podcasters talking about how kingpins were building the stuff that, like, Nicky Barnes was on the magazine cover, and it's amazing how you can hear the government involvement in every step of how this thing come about, including, Miami cocaine. Like, government's involved from that every step of the way. It's amazing to see how far we have come now.
No, what's amazing is how they who they make the devil in the situation, but that's a whole nother story.
Yeah. The doors are shut now. Yes, now you can't get in this club. Like he says, it's a different sector now. You boys are not allowed in this door no more.
Real quick, Billy, your brand is built around Florida. You have the Florida Man moniker you go by. All your documentaries, the Cocaine Cowboys, the 537 votes. There's a lot of Florida stuff. Do you plan on doing anything like a Florida movie? I know you got Cocaine Cowboys, that series. You probably done a lot of documentaries already. Do you plan on doing any movies?
Well, I mean, there's no dearth of stories to tell here. I mean, our genre is Florida fuckery, is what we, and it's also our state's #1 export. So I think that there's a lot of stories to tell here. I mean, there's a lot of docs we still want to do, and I think we're in this era. Fortunately, it's like a golden age of nonfiction filmmaking. Like documentaries are everywhere now,
Right.
and I think that's great because I think audiences are finding that truth is stranger than fiction. And so we couldn't make this shit up, and you wouldn't believe it. It wouldn't be that interesting if we made it up. So I'm having a lot of fun doing the documentaries, and I think if an opportunity presents itself, maybe to spin off or adapt some of our documentaries into a scripted world with actors and stuff, that could be fun. I'd be down for that. But I mean, it's got to be the right project and the right people and the right time.
What was the meeting like when you brought this to Netflix?
Well, Netflix, here's the thing. Netflix knows more about our audience than we know. They got all the data. They got and they play it close to the vest. So they know how, because all the Cocaine Cowboys titles before were on Netflix, on streaming. In fact, Cocaine Cowboys, the first one, was one of the first docs on the streaming service when they shifted from red envelope DVDs into the streaming service. So they know, they knew better than we did whether or not there was still an audience there. And after they did the first 3 Cocaine Cowboys documentaries, they did Narcos. There was a bunch of stuff that, that came up that still, I think they have Queen of the South on there from USA. Like they had that on Netflix. So, and then there were a lot of other drug docs, old and new, that they started bringing on the service. So, they knew that there was a market there for this. And we came in and we were like, okay, we have a new Cocaine Cowboys story. And we want to do it in like 6 parts. I think they were excited because they obviously they picked it up. But like, again, we didn't know. We were like, okay, well, if anybody knows if there's an audience for this, it's going to be Netflix. And they were right. Yeah.
They gave you the ice grill, like, yeah, we'll think about it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they were giddy.
Oh, they sit across from the table and they can type on their laptops, and they're looking at those stats. And I'm looking at I'm trying to get a reflection in the glasses, trying to get some shit. You're like, because they don't tell you any. It's top secret. Shit leaks out of the government. Nothing leaks out of Netflix. So, but listen, it's cool. Now they have that top 10, and that's pretty new in recent years. That top 10.
Right,
so
right.
That's
you
pretty
trending.
Yeah, that was pretty cool to see. Like we were like #6 worldwide. We're #2 in England and in Canada and Ireland. We were for a while. We were #3 in the US, and that's cool. It's encouraging to see that you work 12 years on something. It's good to know. And we don't listen. It was a labor of love and a passion project for us. But like we don't make things for ourselves. We make them for an audience, and so you just gotta hope. Knock wood, someday the audience will see it and like it, and obviously that's happening, which is really nice.
Billy, you kind of touched on it earlier in the 80s in regards to the revenue in Miami at that time. Like I said, one was the drug trade, real estate and tourism. I guess you kind of answered it, so to speak, but would you say that this situation with cocaine in general made Miami what it is today?
Well, I don't think there's any doubt about that. When you just look at the money. The city could not be the same. The county could not be the same. The state could not be the same. Everybody the rising tide raised all ships, at the risk of doing a sea level rise or a climate change metaphor there. But yeah, it's unavoidable when you have that kind of money tax free. Let's look at the industry, because we already talked about how some the money went into every business, legitimate or otherwise, but just people in the drug trade. If you are the lowest person on the totem pole, right? Let's say you are offloading, your manual labor, right? So a shipment comes in and you show up at a landing strip and you help like throw pieces or throw bags from a plane into a car or whatever. Okay. So, and someone gives you like $10,000 for one night's worth of work. And let's just say you do that once a month as a side gig on top of your normal job, which in 1980, let's say you're making $15,000 a year on the books, right? Taxable income. But one night a week side gig, you're getting $10,000 cash, tax-free. So that's an extra $100,000+ a year tax-free that you've got to do what? Whatever. Buy a car, buy a boat, send your kid to school, buy clothes, go party, invest in real estate, build a house. So what I'm saying is everybody had a little extra money kicking around back then. And, so and that money found its way into everything, into our infrastructure, into our criminal justice system, to our politicians, and eventually into real estate. And it built the city. It built the skyline.
I know you got to get out of here, man. But I want to ask you real quick. During all these processes, and you kind of go through the whole Cocaine Cowboys thing, was there ever a room you was just a little shook in, a little spooked? There was a presence there. He's like, man, this dude's intense.
Yeah, I mean, on the first documentary, we went into some prisons and we interviewed a hitman. We actually met with a second hitman who wound up not doing an interview, Miguel Perez, who was a pretty menacing character. I mean, the homicide detective that we interviewed, 27-year homicide detective in Miami-Dade, said that this guy was the scariest dude he had ever encountered in his career. Now imagine me walking into a prison and meeting this dude. He was a scary dude. Jorge Ribiayala, the other hitman, though, he was scary in like a quiet way because like he whispered. I don't know if it was because he'd been in prison so long, he just kind of like had a very secretive kind of way, but he was like very kind of clean cut, very chill, and he would whisper and he'd whisper and he'd whisper. And so what would happen is, in order to hear him, you'd have to like get closer and get closer and get closer and get closer. And so the next thing you know, you're like ear with the guy, right? And he's like kind of, and you're just kind of talking back and forth, right? And then you go sit down and you're like, oh shit, that guy is a murderer, like a cold-blooded killer for hire. And here I am whispering into his ear like a couple of schoolgirls. Yeah, I mean, get out of here. So,
hey, Billy,
I got one more question before you get out.
Yeah.
Before you get out, it's kind of off topic a little bit, but still on brand with the show. You had your hand in both of the Miami documentaries, correct? So, in your opinion, looking at both of those teams, both of those dynasties, so to speak, which one do you feel like was better? In my opinion, I think the 2000s was better than the 80s and the early 90s. But I just want to get your take on it, just from a talent standpoint.
Yeah, the Miami Hurricanes. It's a really good question. Don't think I didn't notice your shirt, CJ. But it's all good. Nobody's perfect, right? It's look at the team of the 80s. Okay. There was some overlap. There was definitely some turnover, but you look at 4 national championships, 83, 87, 89, 90, like every couple of years, right? They're winning a national championship. That's pretty extraordinary. And there should have been one in 85. There should have been one in 86. They should have won 3 in a row, probably 85, 86, 87, you could argue, on 88 for that matter. Actually, I'd say 86, 87, 88. 2000 was tough. Listen, they should have won 3 in a row. They should have won 2000, 2001, and I would argue they did win 2002. They did it for about 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3, maybe about 4 or 5 Mississippi. They were national champs before that yellow flag hit the ground. I see that in my mind. It's like the beginning of Rocky IV. When Rocky throws the towel and it's like the towel and Apollo is everybody's like in slow motion. Yeah, like that's how I see that whole play take place. But anyway, so it's tough because I mean, listen, dollar for dollar, we did the math, I think, in the documentary, in the U Part 2. I think from that 2001 roster, you had something like $200+ million in first year NFL contracts or something stupid, ridiculous like
just
that.
First year, right? Just first year.
Yeah. You had like 12. What was it? You had like 11 or 12 first round draft picks. Like it was next level. But you have to realize that a lot of that you have to thank the guys that came before them. Because people started paying more attention to Miami. They started, started drafting more out of Miami, and then they had to, as the NFL blew up, they started paying more. So it's tough to. I'm inclined to agree with you. That 2001 team was like, I mean, I'm sorry, let's be real. It's one of the greatest NFL teams of all time. Man for man. I mean, no one could afford that team, by the way, to pay that team. By the way, but that was like some Voltron like shit. That was like they all got together into like this super, kind of like robot of like a football team. I'm inclined to agree with you, but like you can't. I mean, you just can't disrespect the OGs, and you can't. They paved the way. They really did. And UM was the team. Miami was the team of the 80s. They weren't the team of the 90s. They weren't the team of the aughts or the zeros.
I think he said from a talent standpoint, though. But go ahead, CJ.
Yeah, from a talent standpoint. But who was the team in the 90s? I just want to interrupt you real quick. Who was the team in the 90s?
You gonna make me say it? Or
long as we know the answer. But go ahead.
I don't know the answer. I don't even know why you open that. I don't even know why you open that can of worms. Billy went down. Billy went down from the inception to should have won 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 89. I mean, I guess if you think there was a team in the 90s,
I can argue that same point in the 90s for us too. Now, don't get it twisted. But go ahead to your point, Billy. Go ahead.
We probably ruined a little.
Yeah, I should have won a lot of shit, but I don't want to get into that bag.
It was the Gators, CJ.
Oh,
there you go. Talk that talk, Billy. Billy, talk that talk, Billy. Got him, my God. That's why you my guy, man.
I'd rather you say Miami, man.
That's why Billy, my guy. Hey, Billy, man, what you got? What's your feels on? We can get you up out of here. Let me get a season prediction for you. You think Miami could cover in Bama? We ain't gonna get a prediction out of you. I just want to know if you think they can cover the 18-point spread.
Don't disappoint me, Billy.
If they cover, I'm getting my hair cut. I'll tell you that right now. No. Listen, I think they can. I think it's a little bit. Listen, you can't handicap college football. That's a fool's errand. I mean, I don't care what anyone thinks they know.
Billy, you're not gonna talk your way around this, man. You think y'all cover what?
I'm gonna talk my way around. I think they're gonna cover it. Yes, the answer is yes. I do. I listen. I think it's going to be an exciting game. I think this Atlanta thing is some bullshit. I mean, why don't they just play it in Alabama? What difference?
Well, what you doing? What you doing on Sunday after the game?
Well,
we got a show for guys like you.
Yeah. I'm gonna be at Tootsie's and the Waffle House.
Oh, Florida man right here. Hey, Billy, man, we appreciate you for hanging out with us, man. It's the Roll Up. Thanks a lot, my dude.
Anytime. Thank you, guys.
Want to tell people where they can find you at?
Yeah, hit me up at Billy Corben, Corben on Twitter and the gram.
All right. Thanks a lot, Billy.
Thank you, guys. Anytime.
Man. Nice meeting you, man.
Billy Corben.
Yeah.
Miami alum, Cocaine Cowboys, Netflix, director, Florida legend, Florida man. What we got next? You cut it right there, Harlan. And we go to the top of the show. That shit gonna be fire, bro. That shit was good.
Yeah, that was dope.
That's hilarious, bro.
They gonna get this. They gonna get these Latin vibes I've been in lately. I just, you know what I'm saying? I delved into the culture a little bit.
We're gonna talk about that in the intro. I want to ask you about like the vibe vacation shit. You know?
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Man, this pod and shit, man. People think this shit easy.
The easy part is just hitting record and talking.
Yeah, everything else up to it. Everything leading up to it. I got them boys, new Kane's pod coming out.
We're announcing that tomorrow, right?
Yeah. I'm having some issues with the Twitter. I thought I had it, and everybody keep telling me I can't find it. So I don't know. Let me see.
What?
It said I made it, but then when I go to, you know what I'm saying? They can't find it. So I don't know.
Oh, nigga shit. You sound like my mama calling me about Facebook. What?
Man, I created. I can send you a picture that I
That's
created.
what she was saying. Yeah.
All right,
You gotta get you a social media person or something, bro. You sound like an old guy, bro.
out of here, dog. I am an old guy, but I'm just saying that it ain't me. I've been doing this. I've been on Twitter since Twitter was a tweet.
Yeah, I'm fucking with you.
Yeah, I think maybe because it's that new, but whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do have it set up to at least some capacity.
When y'all recording tomorrow?
Yeah. Did you talk on what's the name for me already?
I talked to Cam. We're gonna go with somebody else. Cam got a promotion, but I got somebody for you.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, we just probably need to put it across the wire because my man says his dude can't do it all the time. So I was like, well, we're gonna need a consistent. I can't be like, oh, this week I can't do it.
Yeah, take your time to find you a good guy, bro. You know.
Right. Yeah, I need something.
The key to this shit is consistency, bro.
Exactly. And I'm like, dog, I can't have him, not today. Like, bro. Because when it's time to go, it's time to go.
For sure.
I got to get up too early in the morning for the bullshit.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna give the people a long pre-show. I'm ready to pod. We already did this interview with Billy. So I'm ready to go.
Yeah, we could jump. Yeah, making sure we jump into it. He got it rolling.
Yeah.
Works for me.
That was a fire interview. I did Billy several times, but he was chilling. You could tell he's in a little media groove.
Yeah.
He's doing a lot of interviews because his shit was clicking.
Trying to put it out there.
Yeah. That was dope. I'm glad we could make that happen, man. I went looking at my DMs all day. Kind of seen that. I was like, oh man, I hope I ain't miss opportunity. But glad we made that shit happen.
That was dope. Yeah, I gotta watch that one. I seen most of his other shit though.
Yeah, shit, that's definitely about to be on my to-do list.
Yeah, I had some free fucking time. Shit,
it's entertaining, bro. I was watching it. Man, the wife started watching that other night. I was like, and I was telling her, I gotta get Billy back on the show soon. He got a new documentary, but I wanted to finish watching it before I hit him up.
Sure enough, though.
Yeah, that's how it works. But a few episodes in, I was like, bro, this shit. I like in the past, I'll let like episodes or new series keep me up. I don't do that shit no more. I was like, man, this like school just started back. I gotta be up, drop these kids off.
But you got caught in that rabbit hole though.
Almost did, and I had to shut it down. I just cut the TV all the way off. Man, I had to get some self-discipline and cut it off. If not, I'll probably like been up the whole night, finished the whole thing. Can't be living like that no more.
Did we get an intro vibe yet?
I got somebody working on the intro. I hope it's done before we drop Thursday. So I got somebody working on like a drop.
Yeah, cuz bullshitting with me, man.
No, I'm trying to get some.
He did good work. I'm like, man, I really want you to do this shit for me. But you don't want to beg people. I've offered to double the money. I'm like, yo, double them. Let's go.
No, we ain't got to do all that, bro. We're going to work. People going to work with us. CJ, I'm going to use the beat CJ got. We're going to get some, I made back music. Ross got the female voice doing some things. We're going to doctor around some things. See if we get a drop like that. Like Maybach music. A giggle or something.
No, I mean, I was offering all that because I was just going to build a company. So I just figured if it costs $700, I just say, yeah, get out to Corey Knowles.
Oh no, don't send me that. I'm seeing that shit by quick.
Right?
700? No, I can make one, bro. I got Fruity Loops.
That's my man. He's a big boss man, right?
I got an old Korg Triton laying around here, man. I used to make beats. I can figure something out before I give up 700.
Nah,
right.
I'm bullshit. Yeah, I've been up since 2. Let's get this thing kicked off, man.
Let's go 2. Yeah, you got me beat.
I told you I've been up all day.
2 is crazy.
That's tough, man.
Gym, 10 hours of work, errands, life.
Oh yeah, you grinded it out for sure.
Intro, I still don't know. I mean, I got the intro like music that I think gonna happen. I'm just freestyling it, man. So we just gonna.
Yeah, because I know you was talking about not doing the yos no more.
Yeah, I don't want to start the show like that no more. It's a different vibe. But let me find the docket and I'm ready to go.
I have the docket.
Y'all got like we could do a little punching. I could do something, introduce myself and then pass it to y'all,
Yeah, we can do it that way. However y'all want to do it, just to get into it.
Yeah. I love it. You'll feel the vibes, but
all right. I don't know what the hell
I'm just gonna introduce the new RollUp. my name, the show, like you know how we do, and then I'll lob it over.
Allow me to reintroduce myself.
I'll say after mine, I'll say my Florida State brethren, and then CJ say his shit, and then we go from there. All right, that works.
Let go.
We keep it casual until we figure out our exact routine. We ain't got to force it.
Yeah.
All right, let's roll. 3, 2, 1. New roll up, new vibes. Kicking it, man. Excited to be back. Episode number 2 of the new roll up. It's your host, man. Gators portion of the show, Uncle Silk, kicking it with my Florida State brethren.
What's going on, fam? It's your boy CJ here, man. Shout out to Nose. And again, appreciate the support from the last episode, man. It was a lot of love, a lot of feedback. And we're just going to only build from there, man. So I'm really excited about episode 2 and all the episodes moving forward.
What up, man? It's your guy, Larian, man. Currently Hurricane Rojo. You know what I'm saying? Y'all will understand that in just a second. Don't worry, I'll break that down for you. Holding it down for the cam, man. It's a Canes thing.
It's a Canes thing. Okay, now I damn sure don't understand, man. Welcome back, fellas. Welcome back. Excited to be with you guys. Pick up the energy a little bit. We're going to figure out this intro. We're not going to force the vibes of it. We want to know exactly how we want to bring it in. We're going to keep it a buck with the people. But we got something cooking. One step at a time. We're going to build the culture of this show and the ambiance. But excited to be back. The feedback from week 1 was beautiful. The love was beautiful. I'm gonna let you fellas kick it in and say what was it like, man? 1 week of the new roll up. What was the feedback like to y'all personally?
Oh yeah, man. The feedback I got, man, it was nothing short of amazing. I was nothing but positive vibes. I don't think I heard anything negative at all. You know, a couple pointers here and there just to, you know, get some points across. But again, I feel like that's just more so just us gelling and more time together, the better that'll go. But for sure, man, I feel like we definitely got something cooking here, and the fans definitely love it. So that's the main thing about it. So if they're cool with it, I'm definitely cool with it.
Man, everything was love for me. I ain't like all the love, man. I wanted a little bit of hate.
That was the biggest gripe. Was like, okay, y'all boys, I see y'all chilling first episode, but these games
and that's
about
the
to
wild
played.
shit, man. You got
I told
fans
them that,
and Miami fans showing hella love on Twitter. I ain't
right.
used to that shit at all.
It's a weird, and I know for y'all being in Big 3 Twitter the whole time, it's different for y'all. So I ain't had a lot of attacks just yet.
The thing about it is, like, man, this Big 3 thing, like, we all, you know, it's like, you know what I'm saying, we all like family a little bit.
Right.
So, like, of course, people, if they think it's gonna be a good product, and then we do put out a good product, the people gonna respond to it in a positive way because it's just like, okay, I don't like Florida State, but this is about to be. Shout out to Loso. Me and Loso don't get along on Twitter neither, but he said the same thing. Like, bro, a good product is just a good product. So people just gonna show love, man, because they fans of and they fanatics of this whole genre of Big 3. They've been arguing with their family members, their cousins in barbershops and in garages and basketball courts. So people passionate about this shit, man. We put out a dope product week 1. We're gonna do that each and every week.
And that's the thing people don't realize, man. That shit is a lot deeper than Twitter, man. That shit, when you're in Florida, man, it's like everyday life, man. It's Miami, Florida State, literally everyday life. You go into a barbershop, you can see Florida State banners, Miami banners, and UF banners all over the place, man. So, like you said, Twitter is just what we brought it to, but this is everyday life for us for sure.
And it's here in Georgia. It's here in Georgia too. Like I see Hurricanes, like the little bumper trimmers and stuff in the windows. Same thing for Florida State. Florida definitely real big around here in the southeast. So you know, being in Savannah, I see it there too. So we'll get to kicking each other back in once these L's
for sure.
Up. Y'all don't worry about it.
Who they piling up for? You?
Huh? I don't
You said the L's piling up, man. I'm ready to play some football.
We had to look at a guy in the room who probably would pile up a few L's. I don't know if the first look is over here.
No, it's over there for sure, man. It's definitely
it's gonna be
there.
fun. I'm definitely glad that y'all rivalry. We get to see that matchup before I get to get into my bag, so I get to get you guys to talk shit back and forth before me and CJ do our thing. What's up?
Before you get going, I know I'm new over here, and I did go through the contract. Do we have vision in there? Cause CJ, that brother, I gotta get that brother some glasses. I know he said, I know he look over here for a bunch of L's. I know
This
that's
shit
not
2020 over here, man. 2020.
Oh my God.
No, we ain't even in Big Three talk, man.
Okay, I just
we finna pot a little bit today. Real quick, y'all boys, y'all play fantasy football? This is random.
Oh yeah,
I play fantasy football.
Yeah,
definitely.
got to.
I fell off in fantasy, man. I've been trying. My brother hit me up about starting a league. I haven't played since I got deep into this podcast and shit, man. I just haven't. That was my passion before I got into podcasting, was fantasy football. I used to go nuts with that, like studying, getting ready for my draft. More than anything, I missed the draft. Like me and the partners throwing something on the grill, putting some cigars up, vibing. That's the biggest thing I missed more than anything. So I might spark something up back this year.
Yeah,
now,
definitely,
do y'all
man.
do the live one? My bad.
No, you good, man. Go ahead.
No, I said, do y'all do the live one like with the stickers and all? Or y'all just do it on the app and hang out together?
Oh no, on the app. Yeah, we do it on the app, and then we usually we try to plan something for everybody that's in state, because sometimes people be out of state, not in town. But my original guys I used to fantasy with, we used to be all in West Palm. We meet up at somebody's crib, throw something on the grill, vices in the air, like just kicking it. And then the group chats be fire. So I miss that camaraderie of anything more than anything with fantasy. So I think I'm gonna get back into fantasies. That was random, but just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, and also have you more tuned in with NFL ball than you would typically would be. We're trying to follow your fantasy team.
That what made me stop following my NFL team was fantasy. I got caught up in fantasy football and their stats, and I started falling out of love with that team fan shit.
Yeah. Well, if you do start one, man, I'll be happy to take all y'all money. Please allow me.
I didn't say I was doing it for money, man. Shout out to the boys with the Hunger Games and chat and all, and post and grinds. All them boys do the money league. That ain't my vibes, man. I got to get back my feet wet before I start to put my money up.
Oh, man, listen, I always win the bragging rights league. That's why I ain't got time for them. Bragging rights, I'm gonna skin something alive in bragging rights. Nah, I need some money. I need some.
What was your weekend like, Mr. Rojo? You went to Puerto Rico.
Yeah, man.
A little vacation.
Yeah, I got a little tan. Got to take in the culture,
a
man.
Little tan, a
little color, a little something, I burn, man,
Suns out, buns out?
Definitely not.
Tanning, you talking about the tanning.
Not my buns. It was some buns out, but they wasn't mine. Yeah,
I
seen some coconut colored buns out there. But it was dope, man. Me and 5 friends of mine, we just decided, one day I was sitting at the bar, I was like, yo, man, let's go to some place we ain't been yet, man. And it's like, let's go to Puerto Rico, something we can plan quick. So we just saddled up, man. Got booked flights, went over there, man, and enjoyed all the local cuisine. Got to check out Old San Juan. I loved my favorite part about all of it is I'm an animal person, and it was dope to me just seeing how the wildlife is just a part of life around there. It's funny because it's just stray dogs, but they're not aggressive or nothing. And then when you go down to Old San Juan, they got a cat sanctuary. They feed them and give them shots and all that. So that was dope to me to just kind of walk through that and see that. And they got pigeons. I do another show. And
only hood people go on vacation looking for pigeons.
Listen, I'm about to break it down. I'm about to break it down real quick, and I'm gonna slide on. I'm from Savannah, and I do another show. And on the show, we had mentioned, what happened to the pigeons? We don't see pigeons no more downtown. So when I got down there, I was like, yo, look, it's pigeons. Maybe they all relocated because you don't see them downtown Savannah like you used to. But all in all, dope weekend, man. Really enjoyed my time out there. Definitely want to get back out there.
I haven't been to PR in a while. I gotta go back. Back when I went, I enjoyed new PR more than old PR. So I gotta go back and enjoy old PR.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean?
Flip flop.
San Juan. Yeah. I didn't appreciate old San Juan back then. I was all new San Juan, partying, clubbing, casino type vibes. Yeah. I gotta go back these days, see what's up. CJ, what you got into, man? You did anything interesting? This nigga went to Puerto Rico.
Right, for real.
We got to
man.
beat that out too. God.
Right, that boy that set the bar real high. But no,
Right.
man, just kick it with the kids, man. Just starting part one of football. So just trying to get the kids going and getting them ready for the season and stuff like that. So mostly just chilling with the kids, man. That's what my weekend was about, man. I gotta figure out something this weekend and see if I can talk Larry on from last weekend for sure.
Good luck.
Nah, I ain't trying to do that. He's single, bro. We got families. I ain't trying to
don't
compete.
try. Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. I brought back a lot of rum, cigars. You don't want to do all that.
I hope you cop your boy something. Well, how are your boys, CJ?
10 and 8, and 10 and 9. Actually, my 8-year-old will be 9 on the 20th on Friday.
Okay, nice. Yeah, my son's 9. He just turned 9 last month. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, I was a little weary with the Part Warner, man. Just ain't really with the contact this early. But shit, that damn mom was pushing for it crazy, man. So I finally gave in and let it ride.
Oh, the moms, but it's different than my house.
You ain't lying. I always.
I've been resisting. He wanted too bad. Like my oldest man, he's all into this shit, man. Like
he's 11. You said
10. He reminds me of myself,
okay.
man. Like he's literally all in, wants to play this, that, and another. And he been down my back too. Like the last couple of years, I said, nah, hell no, there's no way, you're gonna be playing the contact flag only. But he did his thing on his report card within the pandemic and all that. So it was a lot of factors that played into me, letting him go with contact this year for sure. For sure. Yeah, I'm battling that right now. This is my son. It'll be his second time playing flag. I'm gonna let him play flag again this fall, but he just turned 9. Yeah, I mean, the kids at school, his cousins playing tackle football. They all hype it up.
The pressure's there. The pressure there. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. For sure. I started playing at my son's age now. I started playing at 9. Before then, I was just playing on the streets, but it was the same pressure. My cousins started playing. I went to school, and everybody got their helmets and talking about football
and shit.
Right. So he catching all that, man. So I'm looking forward to that. We'll see what's up. But right now, I'm a vibe with the flag for now.
Maybe because y'all had like dads in the house. My mom wasn't hearing that shit, and I always been big. She be like, my baby gonna get hurt. I'm like, I'm gonna hurt all of them. What you talking about? Like, I'm sitting here, even back then, man. And I think it was that. And y'all accustomed to it too, playing ball, because I never played ball growing up. Like the way the coaches are like grab them by the face mask and be cursing at them and all that. My mom couldn't like stomach that, bro. Like she was like, nah, they can't handle my son like that. So I never got the chance to play when I was a young buck like that.
Yeah, most of my sports, my dad coached. So I didn't like it was just him yelling in my face mask, not like some random guy.
Yeah, so man, this is pops being pops.
Yeah,
it's crazy. My dad was kind of like the opposite, man, and it's because my dad was a damn football guy. Hell, even played pro ball and stuff, but he was like the total opposite. He didn't push none of that stuff or anything like that. That shit was just me on my own, to be honest with you.
Yeah, my dad definitely didn't push it, man. They Caribbean, so like they don't give a shit about sports. So he didn't push it at all. But anything I got involved in, like it was like he pushed me at that. So if I got involved with something, it was just like, all right, you better give it 100%, or you wasting my damn time. So that's usually the vibes
about it.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I ain't do a whole lot. I was at the Kush House hanging out, vibing. Got some business done. Ended up meeting a brother actually from Tallahassee, Dead Prez producer Tahir. He produced a record bigger than hip hop. The Grammy Award winning record that Dead Prez had. Dope brother. He from Tallahassee. He got a farm. He live in the Kissimmee area, doing some things. Got a retreat out there. Just came through. We trying to plan some content and do some things at the Kush House. So that was a dope like conversation. I thought it was gonna be a quick like business meeting, 15, 20 minutes. We ended up sitting talking like 3 hours. Just about life, you know what I'm saying? A lot of shit that's going on in the world. So just dope shit, man. But that was my weekend in a nutshell. Other than that, wasn't nothing special. Just vibing with fam, kicking it.
That's real.
The right way.
All right, get into this. Let me do this Brunt Insurance ad reading. We're going to get into some big 3 talk, man. Shout out to the great folks at Brunt Insurance and Financial Services. Anything you need insured from the Panhandle to the Keys, hit my man Greg up on bruntinsurance.com or 954-589-2204. Life insurance, auto insurance, motorcycle insurance, boating insurance, business insurance, home insurance. My man Greg take care of my home and my business. Best customer service you can get. You call Greg any time of the night, he got you. 954-589-2204. Big coverage, big policies.
CJ, you with Greg yet?
No, he just started. He with Greg, yeah, but
you need to get with Greg, bro. Yeah, get with Greg, bro. They got health, so you could get your vision. You know what I'm saying? Everybody on this show ride with Greg. I just can't because I'm in Georgia. Otherwise, I would. But shout out Greg.
Well, now I'm pretty sure during the season he can definitely make some home visits, man. Because after week 1, man, you definitely going to need
it.
All right.
So we can definitely hit Greg up to get that stuff ironed out right now because week 1, man, I'm pretty sure you're going to need it for sure.
Well, okay. Well, we gonna see what y'all need week 1. Prayers, condolences,
celebration.
Yeah, I hear you.
We got a lot of scrimmages went down this week, man. Everybody had scrimmages. Everybody had I had a commit. I get into my stuff. We kind of talked about my guy last week a little bit. Let me start off with my scrimmage shenanigans first off. Shout out to my Florida Gators, man. We had our first scrimmage this past week. A lot of smoke, a lot of drama on the timeline. You know how it is after the first scrimmage. Everybody got the takes. Everybody got it, bro. Everybody's an expert. Everybody got some insider heat.
Everything is a definite.
Right. It's just end all be all scrimmage 1. For the most part, I'm hearing the defense dominate everything, which is normally the case in football. Defense is normally ahead of the offense because defense is usually just see ball, get ball. It's a little bit different than having to execute and move guards and pull and calls. It's a little different on the offensive side. So the defense controlled the scrimmage. They dominated the scrimmage. I'm hearing Emory threw 3 interceptions. The situation, a lot of times scrimmage is a situational football. I do know that Dan Mullen is making it a thing to keep Emory in the pocket and have to make throws. We know what he can do when he's scrambling and leaves the pocket. So I wouldn't take a whole lot of that to heart. Like if I'm hearing 3 interceptions, he had to get rid of the ball. You're gonna force some things in scrimmages. I'm not saying it was good or bad. I'm just saying situational football that would collect. Larry, you looking like you got some questions, brother. Go ahead.
I mean, I don't want to interrupt, my man. You know.
Okay. So he did throw 3 picks. I didn't see the picks, so I don't know. Like I'm just putting a little context to it. I don't know what type of picks they could have been, but he threw 3 picks, right?
Only reason I made that face because you said Dan said that.
Dan didn't say that. I didn't say Dan said that.
Oh, so Dan didn't say that. You feel as if Dan.
No, I know that. I'm a friend of the program, so I know how they kind of practice and put the kids in situational football a little bit.
Okay. Well, how you want me to put this? How would it make you comfortable for me to ask you this? I read a quote from Dan.
Okay.
Where he said he didn't want him to go through all the progressions. Like sometime to just get out of there. Right. In a game time situation, of course. So right now we're practicing for what you're not going to do in the game.
No, I mean, like, listen, I think like if you like, there'll be situations where he can't break the pocket and just run, right? So like if you want to work on a player's weaknesses, you do it now. You know his strength is breaking the pocket and running. You don't want him getting hit in practice. So what's the use of him breaking the pocket and running in practice? It's non-contact. Like, it don't work on anything. Emory needs to work on, if anything in his game he needs to work on is progressions, timing, and that type of stuff. So force him to stay in the pocket, make him learn the hard way now. Of course, in the game, Dan's saying if the first read ain't there and you can go get 10, go get 10. That's the benefit and the perk of being a dual threat quarterback. Like, make them pay for it with your feet.
I kind of see where you're coming from in regards to that. Because like I want to say like 80% of scrimmages are basically situational, regardless, anyways. Though, and for Dan and want him to kind of sit in the pocket and force those throws, well, not necessarily force those throws, but make those throws and just get the feel of it, get comfortable. So for him to work on that, for him to force him to work on that, and him having 3 picks as a result of that, I wouldn't get too caught up in that. Just show me the next scrimmage, show me the next practice, show me the improvement, so to speak. That's the main takeaway. Scrimmage 1, you see what you have in regards to, the situation and whatnot. Now what we're going to do to improve it. Now we had the same issue in scrimmage 2, and then going into game prep, then that's a totally different issue.
Right. My biggest takeaway from the scrimmage, what I'm hearing, I just didn't hear enough. Like I'm hearing like the receiving and I'm hearing Emory make some throws. Xavier Henderson scored. Shout out to my man Jamarcus Weston out of the Muck. I've been raving about this kid for a few years now. He's coming to his own. He scored on a deep ball that made the little highlight reel that the Gators football Instagram and Twitter accounts put out. So we've seen some deep balls. We've been seeing Emory connect with guys in a lot of highlight reels. So I'm not worried about the passing game so much than I am my running game. I didn't hear a whole lot of information about us breaking long runs. I seen one clip from Bowman, but of course he's going against like third, fourth team. While that activity did look good, that didn't reassure me of my offensive line with the first team that we could run the ball. Our biggest issue last year was running the football, creating some space. So for a lot of my updates, none of my highlights to be runs, I'm still concerned about my run a little bit. That's just to keep it fair in a buck. Defensive side of the ball, I'm hearing Avery Ham started. Jason Marshall's had a better scrimmage. Just speaking to some people close to the program, close to like the defensive back room, while Jason Marshall does look good as a true freshman, he is a true freshman. So you got to sometimes worry about mental fatigue, maybe body fatigue in games. And when the body start to go, you already know where the mind's going. So that's what they're concerned at with a young freshman like Jason Marshall, being able to like weather a SEC game mentally, keep his head in the game, stay focused when the body started to go. So other than that, I'm hearing good things from the defense. The front seven is stout, very good. On the pass rush, I don't know, our offensive line ain't that great either, so I don't want to like get too hyped. But I'm hearing that the front seven is very good. Our defensive tackle, the new Kirk, coming in and Gravon is the guy that's gonna probably get some one snaps here soon. I'm glad we got the defensive tackle transfers that are like upperclassmen, but I did want to see a guy like Gravon, who's a 5-star commit, sophomore, just a specimen, start to show himself a little bit this year, pause, and kind of like make those upperclassmen be, spell him a little bit when he's tired. So hopefully we can see that this year.
Wait, I don't want to step in, bro. You good?
I think you got some questions. I could pause for a little second. What you got?
I know it's early. Any injury concerns so far? Everybody's healthy.
Injury.
Hell,
I think we lost Jaden Hill.
Yeah, we were just talking about him last week too.
Right, yeah. So Jaden Hill, I spoke about it a little bit, but they made the announcement since last week's show. He's out for the season with an ACL tear.
Ooh.
The reason we had Avery Ham start at that corner. I was hearing Jason Marshall was having a better camp anyway, but it depends on who you talk to. Because some people saying that Jaden Hill's a big blow. Some people just acting like it's nothing. Elijah Blaze did make it to campus this past week. Shout out to him. He did an interview with Stadium and Gale's JV crew on the campus with Harrison and all them boys. That was pretty dope. But he's on campus. He started. He got to get acclimated. So he's going to be a little bit behind everybody else as far as like getting ready for fall camp. So I'm not expecting him to make a start or contribute that first game against FAU. Not a whole lot.
How'd Dan take that, man? Because I know first show, that was Dan's man. I ain't listening to the latest Stadium.
Man, Dan been lying about Jaden Hill since he got on campus. That's his man. And whenever I question Jaden Hill, he jumped down my throat. So I've been trying to vibe on him, He's fine. He'll be all right. I told him, like, I didn't think – shout out to Jaden, man. He did a great job getting himself together in the weight room. He looked a little nimble last year. He came back looking stout. Shout out to Savage. They got him together a little bit. Just an unfortunate injury. We don't get to see what he's going to be this year. And this is the second time he's torn the ACL. So just prayers up to the kid. Hope he bounce back, man.
Same one?
I don't know if it's the same one. That's a good question.
Gotcha.
I don't know. I don't want to misspeak. What else am I hearing? I mean, Lorenzo Linger is looking good. That's one of the sparks I'm hearing from the backfield. Lorenzo Linger is looking good. He's going to contribute this year. Mohamed Diabate playing really good at linebacker position. That's our biggest concern. It's probably linebacker in the defense for me. Ventrell Miller's the Mike, the captain of the defense. I like Ventrell Miller. He's solid. But whoever has been playing beside him, I'm not a believer. I got to see Diabate do it in real life. I keep hearing the coaches rave about him, but I don't see it when the film get cut on. He was undersized last year. Just didn't look like a linebacker. So I'm excited to see what he looks like beside Ventrell Miller this fall. But I'm hearing he had a real good scrimmage.
You want me to go? Or you got recruiting? Any recruiting smoke?
Yeah, I do got a Cushbig. Trying to remember what their commit name. Yada.
Yeah. You want me to tell you who your commit name is?
No, I got you. 3, 2. Cut this out, Harlan. 3, 2, 1. So we spoke about EJ Lightsley last week. Light C. I had a Light C. Some white guy that was a Light C. He was like, yo, you pronouncing his name last name wrong. There's no L. So Light C. EJ Light C, 3-star linebacker out of Fitzgerald, Georgia, committed to the University of Florida this past weekend. Me and CJ spoke about him last week. A kid that can fly around the field, man. Strong kid, cleans 350, squats 450, explosive kid, could drop back in the coverage, spy any type of athletic quarterback that's trying to get a little sneaky and get them extra yards. He's a kid that could track those type of guys down. For sure tackler. It reminds me a lot of Jared Davis or Antonio Morrison, if you want to compare him to former Florida linebackers. I think we got a good get, and I think he ends up being a 4-star linebacker when it's all said and done.
Yeah, as far as the rating, man, he definitely has 4-star talent. The film speaks for itself. So I mean, once you see that film, the ratings are out the window, so to speak, because that doesn't really matter once the film is cut on. He's definitely a player, and someone who was on FSU board as well, who I was pretty high on. And we'll definitely get into that. Coach Marv on when the FSU side in regards to the Big Three. But yeah, man, he was definitely a good gift for y'all, man, for sure.
I'm all done, Larry. On what you got? You got more questions? Are you good? So I'm at with. I think I'm good.
Can I continue to put Emory Jones down for Heisman watch?
Yeah, put him on Heisman watch. Check me off for that. I think my man's finna crank up the caravan. Don't let these message board rumors fool you, dog. Like, Dan Mullen is not gonna trot out a bad offense. You know what his quarterbacks do. He's gonna put Emory in a situation that works for Emory. So all the bad stuff you see, they try stuff in practice. That's where you try it out at. When you get in games, you just cater the game around what he's good at. Don't try no new shit.
Absolutely, bro. I ain't got no problem with that. I'm learning from the best, dog. So I said,
that's exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, Silk say, oh yeah, I'll be in the chat. I'll be in the in the boards. Let me go in these boards, see what these people talking about.
Yeah, you got to check out the board, the message boards.
You got to see the panic. I saw the panic early. I was like, here they go. They scared. They scared of that line. They scared of Emory. I mean,
we're just Gator fans, man. Every fan base, we should be like we do this every year. Like fans should be panicking. I like how calm y'all are about to face like Goliath.
We face a Goliath. You facing FAU, so it is whatever.
Oh yeah, we about to smack some shit. Shout out to Willie.
I'll be David in that fight, dog. I don't remember y'all remember how the story go. I don't know if y'all know, but
it ain't gonna go how it went in the Bible. I tell you that. It's gonna be a different ending on this one. It's the alternate ending.
Oh, okay. The director's cut, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, we'll see. Let's see, man. Camp talk. Not a ton of stuff coming out. Manny's keeping stuff pretty close to the vest. Obviously, going up against #1 team in the country.
Close to the vest. I seen like 30 highlight videos of y'all on the timeline.
You could do all kind of stuff with cameras these days, bro.
Hell, I seen even practice clips and all, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I saw that. Yo, I don't know who was out there. He ain't going back no more. I promise you that. I saw them.
The DB video, right?
Yeah, he missed the meeting about close to the vest for sure.
Yo, right. There was somebody in there was like, yo, what is he doing here still? I saw the clips on the timeline. But he definitely wasn't supposed to be putting that stuff out. But the biggest talk, I guess, right now coming off of the scrimmage, like I spoke on last week, Derek looks absolutely fine. Again, no brace, got the sleeve on. Some of the young wide receivers are stepping up. I think the biggest, they slapped these numbers together. I think the biggest was Jacoby George, 7 for $127 and a touchdown. Brinson was like 4 for 73, and Brashard Smith was like 2 for 30. So it's good to see the young boys get out there and eat some.
Who are keeping the stats for y'all scrimmages? Y'all never get the stats for mine.
Man, he tossed the ones he want out. You know what I'm saying? He constantly, because we don't have no run stats. You know what I mean? He kept that close to the vest. I'm saying, so he, man, he know what he's doing. He maneuvering. He's trying to keep things interesting. What I heard is funny. Our offense supposedly won today. And, I'm coming in like you, like.
I mean, y'all about to be food.
Well, nah, because
yeah.
Second year, the Eric King's a special talent. O-line, I believe in this O-line. I think this O-line is going to actually be pretty good. I think it's the most depth we've had probably since we had, Chantrell and Mongo out there. Like, it's been a little minute since we had a pretty solid line like this. So I'm actually looking forward to this line that we're going to pull out or roll out against Bama.
Blowout?
I said roll out. I said roll out against Bama.
Oh, okay. I thought you said blowout. My bad.
Well, you get that health, they'll have hearing tests too, so you get all that done. But man, Greg gonna get you right in there, boy. You're gonna be taken care of.
This guy's an idiot.
No, that's my man. I want to see him live out here, because you know what I'm saying? We'll get you the Coke bottles, all that, hearing aids, whatever you need, my man. We're gonna get you right. You know what I'm saying? And them Catholics gonna sprinkle that holy water on y'all. You're gonna be totally good. So don't worry about it. Issues, yeah. I mean,
Catholics gonna spill holy water on you.
Yeah, he know what it is. This is gonna be a baptism. It's gonna be a baptism.
You probably get us canceled for that, man. Go ahead though.
That ain't against the rules. I don't know. The negative kind of would be go with the positive though. The offense winning today, because I mean, we talk real. Yeah, defense is usually ahead at this point in time. So that's obviously somewhat of a concern, but it's us versus us. So I ain't one of these nutty fans that just jump out the window and start, talking about what we ain't going to do, because
you can't win in a scrimmage. That's what I try to tell everybody.
There's no W.
There's no win in an in-team scrimmage. Like, what are you talking about?
Exactly. It doesn't make any sense. I expect, much like you talking about, Dan, he's not going to roll out a bad offense. I don't expect Manny to roll out a bad defense. He has yet to not have an 8-sack guy. So until I don't see 8 sacks from a guy, that's what I expect. Who that guy is going to be, that's where the question marks come in. But I think there's definitely, there's potential talent there. Bringing DeAndre in, you got Chance.
Bro, listen, man. I'm with Harlan. If y'all offense is ahead of the defense, Bama about to score 100.
I mean, Harlan would say that. Well, he just doubling our score on them. So I get that. I understand where you coming from. I feel you, man. Y'all got so many problems to worry about outside of what's going on with us, man.
I'm just saying. I'm just being like from a logical standpoint.
I'm being logical too.
Y'all defense can't hold y'all offense.
Our offense ain't bad.
This don't bode well. It ain't elite.
What's the second year? This is
next step towards 8 years. I'm just telling you, it's not elite. What I saw last year, I didn't see a Derrick King that could stretch the field. It was like dink and dunk stuff that guys could break long, but I didn't see an arm that could stretch the field. So I'm trying to figure out why they're so unstoppable, especially if they only talking about passing stats. I ain't hearing any running stats, right? So I'm concerned, bro. I think y'all defense is food. I was already concerned about your defensive line and your pass rush, off rip. Okay. I was concerned about that regardless. And now this is more proof that defense is about to be food.
Oh, but you weren't concerned about your defense.
This is about you right now. I did my shit. This is about you.
You're right. I'm just trying to understand the flow of logic here. That's all.
Oh, okay. So what was your logic? Let's go back.
If you weren't concerned about your defense, who was absolute food last year because they did good against this new offense, with Emory, it doesn't quite equate to me. So is the defense really that good now? 1 year
No,
later.
I said, no, I didn't say it was good. I said I'm hearing they dominated, but I did throw the caution out there that it was versus our terrible offensive line. I kept it a beam.
You did keep it a bean. I'm allowed that. You're right.
You
And
got
I
more
said,
gray hair in your beard than me, so I thought you had more wisdom than that.
no. Because I also said it's against our good offensive line. So I'm making
Who
sense.
calls your offensive line good? You lied about Zion too, and shout out to Tia for calling out that lie. You've been
First
lying
off,
on
you
this
don't
show.
ever shout
You just
Latia
started.
out. You don't ever shout Latia out for catching me in a lie. That's right.
Exactly.
We a team. We's a unit.
No, I'm just saying you lied on this show, and I believe. I didn't even search it. I was just like, there's no way this brother come on here and say this man never gave up a stat if it wasn't true.
Hold on.
Top
First
10,
off,
first round.
Right.
I didn't come up with that. I didn't come up with top 10 first round. There's a guy that works for ESPN. This is what he does for a living. That's who came up with it.
Lie?
I mean, whatever. If you want to say that, McShay said that. That
Oh
was
yeah, he
McShay.
lie all the time.
It was Ty McShay. Well, yeah, I mean, if McShay gonna give me the lie to hand off to y'all, you better absolutely have your arms open wide. And for Latia, I do believe, yes, he was credited with 3 stacks, but the staff didn't credit him with any. But that's fair. You pulled
The
up the
staff.
when they evaluate their film.
It ain't up to the staff. It's up to the statistician.
Yeah,
Like, however you say that. It ain't up to the staff.
This ain't PFF. You know what I'm saying? This is how we
All right, man. Finish your stuff.
Anyway, yeah. But other concerns, which was my concern bringing Rambo in, it was talks to him having, a couple of drops. And it's like, well, dog, that's what we brought you in for. But he did have some drops at OU too. So hopefully it was just a bad day. He shakes that off because, it's a mental thing when it comes to that.
So it's your man Noodles. He making some noise?
He did have a good scrimmage. Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so far, man, he was out the first one.
Yeah, our defense really fooled.
Nah, because Noodles' problem is drops. It's not his ability. The boy's talented. It's all upstairs. That's what I'm saying. If you can shake the mental half of it, he's gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? Don't be wishing ill on Noodles, bro.
I didn't wish ill. I'm just saying if he was eating, the defense is food. That's all I'm saying.
It felt ill to me. It felt ill if I had to, gauge it. But,
I apologize. I threw the energy out there, bro.
Linebacker, obviously, I'm still gonna say the same thing. Still concerns there. I really was hoping to see somebody step forward. If you rolling Bradley Jennings Jr. out there, that don't bode well for me early. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't want to see that. I like Corey Flagg, and then on weak side we rolled out Keontae.
Yeah, them people ain't about to tackle shit week 1, boy.
Flagg,
them names you calling, bro, ain't about to tackle shit.
Flagg, I'm not as concerned about. Flagg's like 230 now. I'm not super concerned about Flagg. On the opposite side, though, we got Keontae Smith, who we moved from striker to linebacker, and yeah, he's a little light. Yeah, he's about, they got him at 205. So that's saying concern.
That boy's life is in danger.
Well, we neighbors, man. You just said you was a little concerned.
No, ain't nobody in my linebacker. Nobody in my linebacker room is 205.
But you're concerned about the other
I will
linebacker.
right in front of Ben Hill if anybody lines up at linebacker at 205.
Listen, bro. Neighbors.
That's egregious.
Neighbors, listen to me, man.
We're not neighbors, man. Go ahead, finish it. We'll get into that later. We got poll talk. We'll get into that later.
All right. Pause. Anyways,
go ahead.
Let that be pause.
Finish your shit.
That's about it. Had Cam Harris, Don Chaney, and Zion in non-contact, but there's no concern about them really being held out. Just guys, you kind of know what you're getting. Didn't really make a lot of sense to get them out there and get banged up.
That's what's up.
And recruiting smoke, nothing really going on right now. I think a lot of eyes is going to boil down to some of the season play, honestly. These kids are going to have a certain expectation. You selling X, Y, Z. Everybody is, even Vegas got us at what I think 9.5 over under. So, expectations are like, all right, you got to show us a little something this year.
You bet the under?
No, absolutely not. I won't be doing that.
You ain't take the free money?
Yeah, it is free money.
What's y'all line? Just off top.
We can talk about that in a second, but let's talk about that at 9.5. Did you bet the money over or under? Which one you betting with?
I'm not a gambler anymore.
No, just hypothetically.
Anyway,
not just hypothetically play with your bread.
I was gonna play with my money. Yeah, y'all don't want to play with y'all money. I'll take the over.
You ain't a gambler, but you all in with fantasy football.
I'll take the. I know.
Yeah, you ready to bet then?
Man, y'all gonna quit calling me on my lives, bro. That's not what I'm here for. I hope y'all ain't expecting honesty out of me. I'm gonna tell lies. I'm only gonna tell the truth after a loss, and I hope then I have to tell much truth at all. Yeah, I'm taking over on that. Honestly, 9.5. I'll take that. Like I said, not too much recruiting smoke. Skinner said he committing soon. I don't know how to feel on that one. It's been a little quiet. I feel kind of good, but there ain't been a whole lot of noise out of him since he's went out and done his visits and everything.
He's like a receiver now, so I don't know what's up.
Yeah, receiver. Right, and then
our receiver board and what we got going on is something totally different. We was recruiting him at tight end. A lot of things that changed his recruitment. I used to feel really great with his recruitment, but our receiver board is nuts, and I don't think we was gonna reshuffle our receiver board around to fit what he got going. Right.
I don't know, but see, I think most, unless some coaches, which they do this all the time, lying to him. Everything I'm hearing is they still project him at tight end. I guess they want to put 30, 35 pounds on him or whatever.
Yeah, I'm saying he's a slim kid as it is.
Yeah, he's like 205. I want to say.
Right.
So maybe they're looking at how you could fill the frame out, kind of like with like we did with Rousseau. He was a receiver and a safety and all that, and you fill him out. And they saw he could get all the way up to 265, 270. So and that's not just us. That's most programs from what I'm understanding. So, that's really it as far as us. One little nugget. We do have a all access show coming out. So that was pretty cool. That just got announced today.
You had one of those.
Yes, I think it's our first time. I think they did something maybe 2 years ago. Because I remember like Jorge Masvidal coming in. But I think that was just about the weight training thing. That was like a little 30-minute thing. But it's going to be on the ACC network, which I know sucks. Most of us don't got it. It's pain in the ass to deal with. But that's going to be August 23rd and September 1st at 8 p.m. So it's just going to be a little two-part series. And that's all I got.
All right, so it's on me. Okay, cool. Now that we got cool. Now that we got those two snooze fests out the way, let's get into some real ball. But no, as far as the scrimmage was this past Saturday. It was shut down to the media, but I had a couple people who were in the building that got a gauge of things. Jordan Travis and Mackenzie Milton looked pretty good. Neither one of them had a turnover, but Travis has been. Both have looked good, but Travis has looked better, so to speak. He just has a step ahead of Milton in regards to just the quickness of the game and just
it's that 5'6" swim, man. It's a good pedigree, man. He comes from a good area. Yeah.
And people saying that he's been. I got to see it myself, man. But he's come a long way as a passer. So if I'm
gonna give it to y'all. Though. Y'all slick. I thought I was just vibing vibing all weekend. I'm like. Man,
they set it up real smooth. Now I like it.
It's been a lot of Jordan Travis love on the timeline. Comparisons to Emory, there's a lot of love. Like, what's going on? I had to go hit the message board. I see the jig.
Yeah, we're trying to get ahead of it.
Yeah, I like it.
But no, definitely though. Both have looked good. I feel like both will play this season. But the current, if I had to name a starter right now, it'd probably be Travis, just off what he's done so far in camp. Running backs, man. Corben, he looked this is a direct quote. He looked fantastic. He was probably the best overall player on offense. And I told you guys last week, he said he's feeling a lot healthier than he was the prior year. So we just got to see how that plays out. Another running back I forgot to mention last week when we were talking about it is Treshaun Ward. He was initially a walk-on with Willie, but he wasn't your typical walk-on. He was a 3-star guy out of Tampa. Had offered some P5 offers from Maryland, a couple other schools, but Maryland was the main school. I think he was committed to Maryland actually. And end up decommitted from Maryland and taking on a preferred walk-on offer to us. But he looked really good in camp. Not camp, excuse me, the scrimmage. Malik McClain, the freshman receiver I was telling you guys about, direct quote, alpha dog. So we'll see how that plays out, man. But he's definitely established.
That's always good. Like when that's the ultimate compliment when you play ball. Or in camp, alpha dog. When you hear that, like, all right, we got us one.
Yeah, freshman's an alpha dog.
No, but we all know how bad my receiver room is from the get-go, man. So, and I told you guys last week, it's an opportunity for those guys to eat, and he's definitely taking advantage of that opportunity.
I need to do a 5-6-1 check-in on the wide receiver room too, on the lowest of keys. So
what's that? Brian Robinson.
Brian Robinson, my man B-Rob.
Yeah, B-Rob. He been out. The previous week he's been out. I think today or yesterday was his first day back at practice. So it's good to have him back on from little nicks and bruises that he did have with his injury. So we'll hear more this week in regards to his development. But shit, to have him back in the receiver room is big because during the spring he was balling for us. On the defensive side, just touch on the offensive line real quick. Robert Scott, Gibbons, the Notre Dame transfer, Maurice Smith, Devontae Love, Taylor, and Darius Washington. Though that's been the starting five. In just my opinion, I feel like it's below average. But for us, below average is a lot better than what we had. So we can keep those guys healthy and not necessarily have to go in any backups. That's when the shit really hits the fan. Once we put those guys in the plug and play with the backups, that's when we go from below average to straight to the worst offensive line in P5 football. Just being blunt honest. So if we can keep those guys healthy on the offensive line, we could be below average. And with us being below average, that'll give us enough time to do a little things on offense. Defensively, Travis J, the usual suspects in regards to standing out. Travis J, Amari Gaynor, Jermaine Johnson, and Kiera Thomas. Those guys stood out a lot on defense in regards to making plays and just being big time. And we know that we got to see it from Travis J. We've been hearing a lot of hype from him the last couple of years, preseason wise. But I feel like this is one of the years that he puts it all together. Akeem Dent, a guy who we also talked about on the last podcast.
Check
in. Had a pretty. Right, 5-6-1. Hold it down. He had a pretty good scrimmage. Forced a fumble, called an interception. We moved him back to safety, which he played his freshman year. And I told you with him, and it's more so just a confidence standpoint, and also just getting back healthy. So, and that's the main thing. Also, we didn't really have any major injuries coming out of the scrimmage. Also, and Norvell made a really good point. This week is probably the most important part of camp in regards to the competition, because after this is going to be more so. Game prep for Notre Dame and getting the game plan together. So this is the last week of real competition. So guys are starting to separate themselves in regards to the depth chart and shit. You guys know where I go, man. The camp chips always fall how they're supposed to fall. On the recruiting front, it's been kind of quiet overall, but we did not necessarily quiet. Going back to the linebackers last week, I kind of held back on my criticism of Coach Marv saying that he can redeem himself with Jaron Willis. And then sure enough, man, a couple of days later, man, motherfucker got me called out of my damn lot just like that, man. The kid locked down his commitment 100% to Georgia Tech. So that was a blow in regards to us, man. But I can't really defend Coach Marv anymore in regards to that, man. Like, you got to shit to get off the pot, man. Simple as that. You missed on Jaron Willis. You just talked about EJ, another guy that was on our board. Wesley down in Miami. He's looking like he's going to Miami. So I mean, you got to make some moves, man. You're whiffing left and right in the linebacker play. Granted, it's been only 1 year.
What's your board like right now? Like,
man,
who next on the board?
Shit, I'm next on the goddamn board, bro. I'm gonna be the next linebacker, man.
I know a dude named John live out there. He probably got he got some eligibility left, man. I'll holler at him.
But no, they still high on Wesley. I believe they want to take one more linebacker, so they're still high on Wesley. I feel like we're kind of laying all our chips in one basket in regards to how can I put this? High-graded recruits and not really low-hanging fruits and just being well-rounded on the board. So after Wesley, man, that shit is going to be looking real grim, man. If we do end up whiffing on him, I can't even tell you what the next move would be. So hopefully they have something in play. But, yeah, man, Jaron Willis was definitely a big blow for us. But recruitment is on the quiet front, but it'll be a lot more hype going into the Notre Dame game because we expect to have a really big list for that game. So we'll see how that plays out.
They might want to rethink that.
Oh, nah, man, the atmosphere going to be crazy. Don't get it twisted.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be crazy. Yeah.
You know,
Notre Dame game? Yeah, it should be lit.
It's going to
with
be.
Bobby passing, I'm pretty sure they're going to do a nice little memorial on TV to get the crowd hype. So it's going to be a real good atmosphere. And, long as we show
crazy.
Right. So long as we show those improvements on the field, I think we should be okay.
Notre Dame did announce a starter at quarterback.
Ass.
Think his ass?
Yeah, man. He transferred from Wisconsin. And you know how Wisconsin do. And just to piggyback on Wisconsin, remember the quarterback we got, Hornibrook, a couple years ago, Willis last year?
I remember him.
He couldn't beat out Hornibrook at Wisconsin. So I mean, that tells me everything I need to know. But Notre Dame, they're going to try to run it down our throat. So if we can't stop the run, it's going to be a long night, man. So that's my main focus, is stopping their run. And once the quarterback gets the pass, I feel like we'll be okay. They do have a really good tight end, a stud tight end, that should contend for all ACC honors. But I just don't believe in the quarterback, man.
Y'all the spread boys. I don't think neither one of y'all going in. What's the spread, Roll?
Ours just dropped to 7.5.
Oh shit, that's good. Yeah. That ain't dropped. I thought it was like y'all shit, 18 or something.
No, it was like 9.5 at one point. They dropped to 7.5 now.
Yeah, because they announced that quarterback, so you do got some shot in hell, but I don't know. Them boys probably just gonna try to run it up the gut.
They are. That's that. They gonna test that manhood for sure, man. So them boys in the middle, man. Big Coop, love it.
I was gonna say big guys. Country for a second.
Watch out, man.
Big country.
Man, watch out, man. Big Coop. So those guys hold down.
I know big country.
Nah, man. I don't know.
Try the Coop, man.
Yeah. So if he ball out and if they do their thing in the middle, I feel like we should be okay. And we get some pressure off the edge with Jermaine Johnson and crew. It should be an interesting night, man. Because like I said, the atmosphere is gonna be crazy. Dope's gonna be rocking, man. So they can feed off that energy. Shit could get weird in game ones.
Go ahead.
What quarter will the fans be leaving? If you
they'll probably be leaving around beginning of the fourth, because it should be like around 45 to 14 Florida State. So by that time they'll be trying to party and shit. So
trying to get to the
moon.
Yeah, they're trying to get to the moon and trying to get the top flight. So middle of the fourth, we should be up by like 30.
My boy, I like it.
No, so you got who's your guy? You like Jordan Travis? That's who you got starting right now, right?
Yeah, coming in, I thought it'd be Milton just because of the arm he has, but that he just really hasn't responded well. I feel like, not to kind of get ahead of myself and speak ill, I just feel like he's not really there yet.
So when do you start splitting snaps in your mind? If you the head coach, when you decide on a guy and start giving that guy more of the number one snaps because you got to get ready for this big week one matchup?
It'll be next week. But see, that's the thing. I'm not really sure what Norvell's thinking is, because both quarterbacks played really well and did different things really well. So I got a feeling he's going to play both of these quarterbacks throughout the season. I just got a feeling that, which I'm not a fan of the shuffling quarterback thing, but I just got a feeling he's going to play both of them. But in the perfect world, just in general, next week is the week where that depth chart is really set, and we start focusing on Notre Dame and giving the big boy reps to the big boys.
So I don't mind Jordan Travis coming out there. I'm okay.
What does that mean?
No, like he's a gentleman that I don't, we played him. We did okay. So if we had to play him again, I'm okay with that. He's on one of the highlight reels.
Yeah, he gonna light y'all ass up this year just for that, man.
Okay.
My dog Jay Trav.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know, man. I'm just hearing a lot of good stuff in regards to his development over this past year. Like he really got into the lab and he tried to hone on his craft, because we know he can bring as far as the athleticism and running, man. I feel like he's probably the best in Florida, so to speak, as far as just running. Jordan Travis is just that guy. And Emery's a good scrambler, and King is as well, but Jordan just has that extra gear, so to speak. But if he could pick that stuff up and put it in regards to the passing, man, and shit, the sky's the limit for him. But that's the big if, though, the passing.
So he's not going to carry on that tradition of falling backwards, throwing the ball up in the air to the other team.
Man, you talking about one down tradition, man. That shit happened one time. This is a tradition.
Big tradition.
Man,
no, it ain't, because Jameis did it first.
Exactly, one time.
No, and then he did it against us. Jalen Phillips. You don't remember that?
Man,
I'll send it to you. No.
I'm gonna be completely honest about that game, man. Like, I was at a wedding, that Miami game. I ain't watching that one. I probably watched the first quarter. Then I get back to my damn phone.
You heard that? No, honest,
I was at the wedding.
Yeah, I get it. I get it, man.
Oh, it was that type of year. Man,
yeah,
listen, bro. It was that type of year.
Now I put on the docket. shit or get off the pot guy for each program. Who do you got, Larry? Who's shitting and getting off the pot for the little Havana boys?
I got a lot of people I don't even want in the bathroom, to be honest with you. They ain't got no business. Like, I really would like them to turn their jersey in. But if I had to pick one person, and it's only because I think he's gonna get more burn than I'd like to see him get anyways, I'm gonna go McLeod. Came in, a lot of hype saying he was the most athletic out of all those linebackers. He
McLeod been up about 9 years, man.
Yeah, I feel
exactly.
Like
that's what I'm saying.
Pension.
That boy sat out a year, you know what I'm saying? Because he saw he wasn't getting no burn. Came back just to stink. You know what I mean?
Why he had to sit out for that reason, and that's not the reason Donaldson sat out. Y'all be bougie with that stuff, man.
Donaldson was hurt.
That's what isn't that what McLeod said though?
No, he just wasn't getting no run.
Oh, okay, my bad. I thought he faked the injury or something.
No, he came out, spoke on it. It's his best for the team. He gonna sit down. He wasn't gonna play. Especially with us moving, more into like having more nickel packages out there. He just wasn't getting the burn. So he did the smart thing to try to come back, but you put him and Jennings out there, and it was just yikes. I mean, boy is so flat-footed and just slow to react. And then now we got to play the game of putting him at defensive end. And, Manny tried to sell a little hype.
Defensive end, yeah, y'all finna get smoked. If y'all trying out McLeod at defensive end,
he played against Oklahoma
I was
State.
concerned about y'all D-line anyway. I don't care who he played against. Let me tell you something. I was concerned about y'all defensive line anyway. If y'all trying McLeod out of D, y'all about to get y'all shit smoked.
He literally. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. Right now.
What?
When I was watching that game and we was playing Oklahoma State, and I seen him put his hands in the dirt, I'm like,
that's crazy.
What are we doing?
Somebody should get fired for that,
bro.
For sure.
But he put on some weight, man. He tried to hype him today, so should have get off the pot, bro. Please go home. Just go.
Yeah, I ain't buying that one. That's crazy if he's playing defensive end.
But he got a sack, I think. In this one of the scrimmage, so we shall. Yeah. But that's my guy.
Okay.
I guess
yeah. Go ahead, CJ. I'm still trying to figure out who I got.
Cool. I'll jump right in, man. Jordan Young. That's my guy, man. Jordan Young, and most of the people know him by Abusement Park. That's what we named him coming out, man. A kid that was recruited in 2018 by Willie, exploded onto the scene. One of those late bloomers that just stand out and just have one of those great senior years. Explosive player, was making all kind of catches left and right. Just exploded on the scene. We nicknamed him Abusement Park just off his highlight tape. We're in a battle with Tennessee with it, and we had to end up snatching his recruitment from Pruitt. But yeah, that's a guy that has to make something happen. This is his 4th year with the program. And he just hasn't put it together as far as receiving, man. I know he was raw coming in, so a lot of the, he had to develop things of that nature. But like I said, it's year 4, and nothing has been done. He had a couple injuries last year, and we got some freshmen that's coming that's ready to play. Malik McClain, like I just said, he's been labeled as an alpha dog or whatnot. So for him to, come in and establish that dominance and recruit some dogs for the 22 and the 23 class also. So it's about that time that you're going to be probably be getting processed out if you don't make any plays, man. He came in with a lot of hype, and I feel like this is the year that he has to get off the pot, man. 4th year of the program. It's time to get it together.
Let that be a lesson to y'all, man. Don't ever give these kids no nickname. You got to earn that nickname at the next level. I'm serious. I hate.
No, that's real.
Hey, look at Noodles. Right? You know what I'm saying? Noodles. You want to win, get a ball.
What does that mean?
I don't even know. I have no idea.
Yeah, I think Noodles is some like neighborhood stuff. I don't think that's a football nickname.
Well, they told me he was going to deliver. I thought he did some shit that
he did. Like, people. Raymond Noodles.
Yeah, I thought he made other like the DB's legs noodles or something. That's why I thought he got that nickname. Miami fan, let me know if one of y'all might know him from.
Oh, that's what it came from. That's
what I was hoping. That's what I was hoping. Like, he turned the DB's legs into noodles.
Yeah, that's just old logic.
That do sound
I think Wash. That's just Wash guy logic, bro. I don't think that's where it came from.
I just made that up
for sure. I'm gonna go with Amari Burney, man. Just a guy they've been trying to put somewhere. A guy that like shows up in the weight room, shows up on on like 40 times, combines, like a guy that makes a lot of sense on paper, but when you put him on a football field, it's just not happening. I don't think he's a linebacker. I don't think he wants a lot of smoke with like putting his nose into like dirty business. So he's not a linebacker. They put him at safety and he looks a little lost. They put him at star, he looks a little lost. So I'm gonna go with Amari Burney because I know Grantham's gonna try to find somewhere to put him on the field because he just like guys that can just run fast and move sideline to sideline. So I think it's time for him to shit or get off the pot, man. We got some linebackers like Hopper and some other these young boys like Wingo I need to see hit the field. Guys that were highly touted and per linebackers, or these guys that just, wasn't DBs. So no slight to Bernie.
Bernie gonna be a wrestler.
Wrestler? Why did you pick up wrestling? Like
I had that. Who's that wrestler y'all had on CJ? He played running back. Yeah. Big tall.
Oh no.
And linebacker.
Wrestler.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we had
Wild
Simmons.
No.
Wild to wrestle?
Yeah. He I think he had like a tryout with like WWE or something like that, but I don't think it turned into nothing.
It didn't pan out. Oh, okay. My bad. Nah. I thought he was still wrestling.
I ain't mad at him for trying that, but
yeah,
I think Titus O'Neil is the UF guy, then y'all got The Rock.
Right. So I'm like, why not be?
We got Farouk.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, Ron Simmons. Yeah,
okay. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and that was Bobby's first big time recruit. That was his first big time recruit, man. Ron Simmons was a damn All-American at FSU.
It's real. Okay.
Yeah, Farouk.
So
shout out to the big three. Shout out to the big three, all having like WWE wrestling.
Right. All right. That's crazy, huh?
That's crazy.
I was gonna be the president.
All right, man. Let's go ahead and move down the docket. I want to get into like with the show getting a little lengthy, and I don't want to go too long, but I gotta have this. So we're not gonna do the assistant talk. I know you want to brag about Lachey, but fuck all that.
Whoa. Lashley,
what?
Bro.
Lachey, Lashley, tomato, same thing,
man. Respect, bro.
All right, shout out to him. Shout out to Lashley. Cushy's big. There's been a conversation, man. The people been having a lot of talk about Peter Ward, Percy Harvin. I'm tired of the disrespect. You know what I'm saying? I got all the respect in the world for Pete. Pete's a GOAT.
I'm definitely tired of disrespect too, bro.
Like shout out to Pete. Pete a GOAT. Pete did his thing. But people got to put some respect on Percy Harvin's name, for sure. I seen somebody said Devin Hester. And I said, I don't know who said Devin Hester was a better receiver than Percy Harvin, but they about to call kick returns on 3rd and long. I don't know what the hell else they going to call.
You gonna shoot Hess and something that ain't had nothing to do with us.
But
because the disrespect, bro. They be disrespecting Percy though, for real.
They disrespect the shit out of P-Dub.
Yeah, I think because P-Dub a different level, man. P-Dub is like one of those. Percy was great. Don't get me wrong. He's one of the UF GOATs and one of the best in Big Three football. But P-Dub is like one of the best in college football. Period. It's like
he's in the same room. Like look at like when people rate receivers, they Percy Harvin's gonna be right up there with the best of them, man. Like and then think about Percy is like Peter Ward did his thing, but Percy showed up day one as a freshman eating.
See that's that. Let's talk about that right there. You got to realize where FSU was, what the point FSU was when P-Dub came to FSU. We were Bama. What you see at Bama right now, we was that talent wise. Stacking players. You had to wait your turn. Like you wasn't just coming.
That's in cool, but Percy was gonna do that anywhere he went.
Nah, bro. He did.
I don't care where Percy would have went. Percy could have went any school in the country that year. He was gonna play right away. That's how good he was coming out.
He want to come to Florida State on the but just to back up though, wasn't that Urban's first class? Right, that great class, right? That was that first class, correct?
Right,
man. It was just a different level. He came into even though your boy, man,
Zook.
Yeah, Zook, he was a great recruiter, but he wasn't Urban. So he
was up there with Urban. Like Zook did his thing. You gotta think Chris Lee was number one quarterback. Like Zook was elite.
But who was in that class? You had Spikes, you had Tebow, you had Percy.
That's probably the greatest recruiting class. I think it's number 2 now all time.
Right, and then you followed up the next year. He got Joe, he got Black, he got Major. So he was getting some guys off the rip. So it's a different level because FSU at that point in time, man, you were waiting your turn. You couldn't just come in to play because how loaded they were. Urban had to build that up to try to get that. He was a part of that original recruiting class. So him playing day one, hell, Tebow played day one.
You can't punish like that for Percy. Percy showed up in the SEC as a freshman, and he made them boys. He didn't look like no freshman. He looked like a grown ass man in the league the day he showed up. 18 years old, fresh out of high school.
Let's go some numbers real quick. It was Harrison. Shout out my boy Harrison.
Okay, so wait, real quick. I'm gonna let you get your numbers real quick. So JV Stadium Miguel started this, and the disrespect was you said he was JV.
Who? You talking about Harrison? Yeah, I don't think Harrison replied to this. I don't think Harrison started this debate.
No, he started.
It's been a thing. It's been a thing on social media. It's been a thing
for a while though.
Yeah, it's been a thing.
It shows his hair every couple of months. But go ahead.
Let's pop back up because he said that, right? And he said he couldn't tie his cleats.
So the kids are disrespect. The kids are disrespectful.
But the cleats? Come on, bro.
Yeah, shout out to Harrison.
You
but now let's
sheetrock, dog. Cut it out.
All right, so Percy, this is just total yards. This is just rushing and receiving. I'm not gonna get into the return yards because that shouldn't be like disrespectful as hell. Like that shit wouldn't be close.
Why?
So this is just like right. I don't even want to get into that, man, because that shit is like another level when you add peak return stuff. So Percy had 3,781 yards and 32 touchdowns. Pete had 3,705 yards and 36 touchdowns. Now, mind you, Percy had 327 attempts. Pete touched the ball 248 times. Percy had 79 more attempts than Percy. Percy had 79 more attempts than Pete and got less touchdowns and only like 80 more yards. That's a full season. You give Pete a full season more off the touches. Just imagine that now. A full 79 more touches. That should be unreachable.
I'm not saying like I'm saying, like I didn't ever say Peter Ward is not the GOAT or no shit like that. He's a good Florida State wide receiver. He did his thing, you know what I'm saying? People saying that it's not even in the same category are talking nonsense. Like if Percy Harvin not in it, then who is?
I don't know, man.
It ain't many, bro. It ain't many. Like Chad say, man, he the best damn receiver of all time in college football. Which I don't really feel that, but just the eye test, all the shit he do on the field, man. Like you don't see that shit often at all.
Well, he was like a fucking video game.
Right, he was Reggie Bush.
So was Percy. I think I got Reggie Bush as the greatest most explosive player of all time. My favorite football player of all time. Shout out to what Pete is. But Reggie Bush was on another level, dog. I think he was godlike status, man. The way the shit he was doing, dog. That shit was next level.
Well, the killer argument as the neutral party.
Somebody got in the mentions and said Devin Heston. That's a 5'6" kid, but that's disrespectful, bro.
You're not gonna keep bringing this Devin Heston shit to me.
Yes, I am. That's the disrespect. I don't care. I'm just letting you know it happened. I didn't blame you. You gotta take this conviction on you.
You know
I just saw it.
That's why.
Now where you going?
And I do wish he played cornerback at Miami. I do wish UM used some more on offense or whatever, so we could have got more of a fuller picture with Hester touching the ball. But I don't think he can really be in this conversation due to the fact, like he said, he was just a cornerback and kick return and punt return in college, but he was definitely explosive. But to have 79, no, definitely. But to have 79 more touches and still have less touchdowns and the same amount of yards, that just shows every time he touched that bitch.
Yeah, Pete. I think it was just different. Like as far as like the offenses and two, I think like the touches was different.
That's another thing.
It's like the style of football. A lot of things playing the factor, but
now put Pete in that urban offense.
Yeah, but Pete was playing in that urban offense. I think they was giving Pete that type of look though. Pete was getting the ball in space and making people miss. Like he was doing a lot of stuff that Percy was doing, but in an older age.
Post-style setting.
Yeah, right. Right. Like he was getting the ball in space and just making people miss. Percy was a one cut and go type of guy. Peter Ward was like make a lot of people miss and then didn't get upfield. But I think they're just different type of athletes, different type of explosive. The most explosive player I seen was Reggie Bush, though. I think Peter Ward is definitely better, but people saying I think they're in the same stratosphere. I don't think that it's out of this world. When I look at both of them guys as far as who's more explosive, I think like getting up the field fast. I don't think there's many people in college football history better than Percy Harvin with getting up field fast.
Once he, that's one thing about Percy. His acceleration was crazy. He was at full speed just like that. Like I said, that one cut, he was already in full stride or whatever. That's what made him ahead of other guys. Is he hit that gear like it wasn't nothing. As soon as he hit that step, he was already at top notch speed.
Right.
That's cool. Shout out Harrison. I can't wait to meet you, bro.
Yeah, Harrison.
Yeah, I think more so my boy was trying to stir up the timeline, which he definitely succeeded in doing.
That's good. I like it.
All right, we're gonna get into this. Let's get into the rest of the doc. Let's keep it moving. Let's get into the rookie QB debut happened this weekend. Y'all check out preseason football?
Oh yeah.
Not in this lifetime, bro.
Oh, you was in Puerto Rico. You was checking out preseason cheeks.
Yes, sir.
Right.
I was scouting. I was like, see who's a wife around here.
A lot of Justin Fields talk. Justin Fields did his thing. Which game did you check out? I didn't check out Justin Fields live. I watched my man Trevor Lawrence because I'm a Jag fan. I thought he looked good in limited action. Excited about the future of the Jags. What you thought about rookie quarterback play? Who'd you like, CJ?
Yeah, I watched the Trevor game, watched the Jags, and I watched Trey Lance. So I think Trey Lance is going to be really good. He was, a guy at San Francisco. He's going to a perfect situation too. We all know how good, San Francisco is.
He'll be back.
You don't know he getting.
At some point, I got to do a transition to. After this, I'm gonna do the transition to the interview.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
that'd be fine, man.
I gotta do the Billy interview.
Yeah, man. I don't know what happened. The shit just cut off on me.
And
are you good?
All right, so what we doing? We picking back up with it, or what we doing?
Yeah. What was he saying again?
Talk about the rookies.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, Trey Lance. Correct.
All right, cool. All right, 1, 2, 3. See, Trey Lance, he looked really good. I think he fell into a perfect situation also with San Francisco because, a couple of years ago, those guys was in the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Shout out to John Lynch, man. It was kind of, some questions in regards to him being a GM, but he built that franchise the right way, man, from the trenches out. They have a good defensive line, good offensive line, good receivers, just an overall good team. They're just missing that gunslinger down the field. So I feel like he fell into a perfect situation with going to the 49ers. With Trevor, we all know Trevor's just a
this man, like he ain't watched none of the preseason game, but he a 49er fan, so he over here like just fist pumps and shit.
He didn't know how much love he was giving the squad. I was like, you don't even know.
Nah, man, you got to call the G, man. I really like. First of all, I like all these rookie quarterbacks. I think Lawrence, Lance, and Fields, and even Wilson. I think they're all going to be good, but it's just situations. We all know the Jets. The Jets are the Jets. This shit's the Jets. I mean, it's the Jets. Simple as that.
Speaks for itself. Speaks for itself.
Trevor Lawrence, we all know he's a generational quarterback. He's going to be the guy that lead the Jags. I feel like to being good again. Well, this is going to take some time for Urban to draft those type of guys and just to bring that type of talent to Jacksonville. But Lance and Fields, those guys came into ready-made teams. Those teams are ready to compete right now. We already know, man, with the Bears, they have one of the best defenses in the league. They have one of the best receivers in the league, former Jag. You know all about that, Silk. So, I mean, those guys are ready to compete right now as far as winning. I feel like all these quarterbacks are going to be pretty successful. But if I had to bet my hedges on who would be the most successful in regards to winning and be the first to kind of get their team to the playoffs and possibly a Super Bowl, it'll probably be Justin Fields and Trey Lance just by the fact of the supporting cast that they have.
I ain't got nothing to add to that. CJ kind of said everything I was gonna say without even watching any game.
Yeah, you ain't watch nothing, bro. Nobody already told us you ain't watch nothing.
I don't need to. I'm here to pod. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to watch no games. We got a producer that's gonna call me on everything I did wrong after the show anyway.
Oh, Tia?
Yeah, she got me. Happy birthday, by the way. Yeah, but I was gonna lie for Trey Lance anyways, even though I ain't see nothing.
Nah, man, he had a play, man. When he slung about 60 or 70 yards, and he definitely showed off the arm string.
I wish I would have seen my man. I watched the Bucks again. I wish I would have seen Kyle get in earlier. He did complete a 2-point conversion. He went completed 4 passes. Nothing great. He had an okay night for a rookie. But I like the situation he is sitting behind Tom. He can sit, learn. He's a guy that didn't get a whole lot of action. Didn't play in high school. He got to sit there. Sat in college. Correct.
But he played
now look who's ahead.
But dog, that whole story is just crazy, dog.
Derek told the truth. No, I'll give y'all, like, I listened to his podcast. Derek said he probably got more snaps than him because they was blowing people out so much. So, like, they would be up so big in the first half that Derek wouldn't go back out there.
No, that's a lie because when we got Cal, I looked at the stats, was like, who is this bum?
No,
that's what I thought. Yeah, when we first got him because
like
the stat line was nuts. I was like, this kid don't even play.
I don't know about his. Yeah, I mean, that's just what he said. I heard him on his new podcast. He got that, so that's why I got that info from him. So,
nonetheless,
don't call me no liar.
Cal is getting the real greenbacks, and somebody's getting the NIL greenback. So shout out to Cal. We see who won in that situation.
Not yet.
Oh yeah, it's over.
All right.
What are you waiting on?
I'm waiting on this season.
You think he'll get drafted?
Yeah, absolutely, he's gonna get drafted.
You think King get drafted?
Yes.
CJ?
Hell no, man. Well,
he's an athlete nonetheless, right? Regardless,
I don't care what he is, bro.
Regardless, and the word's already out. Like he's not.
Well, how tall is King though? How tall is he?
He probably 5'10". Realistic
probably
5'10".
not.
Probably realistic 5'10", 5'9", 5'10". Okay.
Nowadays that can slide, but you got to have a big arm, and he hasn't shown that yet. I agree.
I absolutely agree. I said he get drafted. I didn't say he would get drafted at quarterback.
Okay,
I don't think he gets drafted.
I think he's just an athletic kid. I mean, remember he had kick return. You know, he came in, he played a little wide receiver for you.
Even if he did get drafted, he's never gonna make Kyle Trask money. You know that, right? Let's be honest with yourself.
What is Kyle Trask money?
Kyle went second round, didn't he?
And he's gonna continue to make that. Like Kyle's contract is not gonna stop, bro. Like he's a prototypical NFL quarterback. He's gonna make checks the rest of his career. So even if he's not good, he's gonna make checks. He's gonna be in the NFL. They don't cut guys like that. Like De'Eric's black, bro. We know how this shit gonna end up. If he can't start, they gonna get his black ass out of there. Let's keep it a buck. They don't let us be backups, fam.
Harlan, can you give me a time stamp on that, man? I want to, I may need to come back to this at some point. I appreciate that, brother. You the world's greatest producer, man. Okay, that's cool.
What are you time stamping?
Don't worry. It's all, I mean, we'll see. We'll see if I need to pull up any footage about Kyle Trask getting contract after contract.
Yeah, he's gonna be in the league a long time, for sure.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, do you think, all right, real quick, before we get out of here, is it gonna be Mac or Cam game one?
It's gonna be Cam game one.
Think so?
Yeah, it's got to be. Well, and I don't want to give it. I haven't been following the Patriots in regards to what the situation is, so that's just me going off my gut. But it got to be Cam game. When you got to think about it, man. Last year, man, the Patriots had a lot of cats opt out, due to COVID.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to definitely, give him game one. Would at least be short. I think absolutely. So he definitely got to take advantage of those opportunities. But I feel like he'll get the nod game one for sure.
Man,
that's why Belichick the GOAT, bro. They went 7-9 with that half roster.
Yeah, right. That shit was trash.
It's crazy that we saying that though. It's like the wind down for Cam. It like seemed fast, right?
That's crazy when you think about it, man.
Yeah. Hey, I'm pulling for Cam. We'll see.
Yeah, likewise. We'll see how that go. What we got next on the docket? Deshaun Watson. This is a crazy situation. I thought this shit was dying out a little bit. Turns out the FBI is supposedly and behind the scenes investigating this, and Deshaun hasn't been playing anything on any preseason as well. So I'm like watching this, trying to see what's up. What do you think? What do you guys think?
Man, it's just crazy, man. Dan, it's just, I feel like he's kind of folding too, man. It was like a viral video. He kind of snapped on the media who wasn't saying shit. They was just recording him walking into practice. I'm like, well, damn, even if you wasn't going through this situation, you're the damn franchise player. You're the starting. You're the guy in Houston. Regardless of that, Houston. I mean, the camera's going to be following you regardless of the situation. Without even saying the words, you snapping on the media. So I feel like he's kind of folding a little bit. And it's not really Deshaun's character because he's always been this cool, calm, and collected dude. Even going back to Clemson, he always had a level head. And it's crazy to see him come from the hero to the villain. And they say you live long enough as the hero, you'll die a villain. So it's just crazy to go through this situation and to see that. But that new news, man. I felt like at first all this came out, him wanting to demand a trade, these now all this is coming out due to that, but shit, they talking about, sex trafficking ring and all that, man. That shit done got real.
That shit is spooky.
It's ironic because my very first time I subbed in, right, for the show, for the last old show, we were talking about that, man, and I had my Deshaun Kate tied on tight. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I got one of the snaps loose now. Like,
it's spooky.
Yeah, the feds involved. Allegedly, this is also from that the lawyer, the Busby guy. So that's where all this information came from. But the guy has success. I mean, he is a neighbor of the Texans owner, so he must do something right in that courtroom. So
it's spooky, bro. How you could go from
on top of the world,
on top of the world, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this guy had a squeaky clean image. Like, nobody fathomed like a year ago that this would be a thing. Well, Deshaun Watson is investigated by the FBI for sex rings. Like, that's insane, bro.
That's the same way it is for serial killers. Everybody's always like, "Oh, he's the nicest guy," he always friendly, and so yeah, I didn't see it either, man. But I'm gonna tell you what.
What if at this point, what if nothing happens though? Like, this guy's like saying this shit happens. So now, what if nothing happens? Like, they keep just like you can just say anything in America these days and just slander people's name. Like, what if the feds don't do nothing? What if the feds aren't even investigating him? What if none of this shit is true too?
And that's the crazy part, because the damage already done, and that's
right.
Man, nowadays, man, this shit, you're guilty all real, man. It's not innocent until proven guilty shit. You're guilty, and you're just guilty, period. They would always have that stigma if the allegations come out, even if you're, alleviated from those allegations, there's always going to be that stigma, like, man, he did that shit or whatever. He's, this quote unquote bad guy. It's just crazy to go from, like you said, that squeaky clean image to everything we're seeing now with him. And it's some shit it's rare. It's rare to fall just like that.
Yeah, for sure. You just keep monitoring the situation, dog. But right now, it's spooky as hell. I don't know how this could end up. First we gotta see if the feds actually do something.
Right.
Right now it's all smoke. I do think it's a little creepy that we haven't seen him play for the Texans yet. So that's something to monitor as well. Do we see him play? What's his activity like? His reaction, like CJ said, was alarming to see him, how he's acting around, how he's behaving. That's out of the normal for him.
Right.
Yeah. Man, prayers to everybody in the situation, honestly. If there's real victims there, that's unfortunate. And if he's the victim there, that's unfortunate. I did, one of my earliest theories, and I'm not a big conspiracy theorist. I felt like, and I expressed this to Silk back in the old group chat. I thought that there was definitely the opportunity to really show him, we're going to put you in your place. Like, this is a perfect opportunity to be like, I will show you, you don't demand anything after we just gave you this huge contract. You don't run this organization. You won't tell us who to hire. You won't tell us who to fire. And in a diabolical way, this could be a way to be like, I will break you from hero to villain. So,
and what's crazy about that, man, and not to discredit any of the allegations or anything like that, man, it's just crazy. All of this came about from him saying, "Nah, man, I want out."
Right. That's how it snowballed. That's what's crazy.
If it would have been cool with everything they've done as far as the head coach, this, that, and other, will we be hearing about this? That's another conversation. But it's just crazy how that definitely, how it came out due to that situation. And he wasn't wrong. I mean, they didn't. If you're the franchise quarterback, bro, if you're the franchise quarterback, it goes back to the Aaron Rodgers situation. You gotta have a damn Russell Wilson as well. You gotta have a say in these moves. Like, you shouldn't be doing shit or making these moves without, bringing me into the fold and stuff, because everything really runs through the franchise quarterback in regards to these situations, especially with Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, and Watson. You're paying these guys, half your salary cap is already going to this one guy. So why not hear him out and hear what he feels like would be better for them, because it's gonna be better for you guys as the organization as a whole.
Right.
And I totally understand that from the players' logic and from the players' perspective. But I think you got a lot of old guard people in there, old money,
Which I get, man. But if you want to win, man, you should, if it's all about winning.
You tell Jerry Jones that. You can't tell Jerry shit.
And I think Jerry listened to Dak though, man. I think Jerry listened to Dak in some situations when it comes to certain things.
Yeah, you gotta listen to your franchise quarterback, man. I mean, that's like the CEO of your team, damn near. Like that's like running any other business, but like we gotta look at it from a business standpoint. Like they do it with certain guys. Let's just keep it a buck. They are. I think they are like
Trey, like Brady. Man.
Brady is the only one I can really think of.
I think a lot of these quarterbacks that are like good as Deshaun Watson, like franchise guys that franchise invest in big contracts in, they have some say so. Or they not like they're gonna run the end all be all deal by them, but some suggestions.
Talk to me about it.
Right. Who they're into, what they like, the area, the direction the franchise going. I don't think black quarterbacks get that same like opportunities. I don't think so, bro. Deshaun Watson should have been included in a lot of that franchise decisions
because he's your quarterback for the next 15 years, man.
Yeah,
15 years.
Like I said, I totally agree with that perspective. I don't think it happens that often. Only person I could think of off the top of my head, because again, listen, Aaron Rodgers is upset.
The top paid guy should.
The Aaron Rodgers is upset. Aaron Rodgers, a Green Bay absolute legend.
He's on his way out. So was like Brett Favre. Brett Favre was never happy, but I never seen any of those guys, regardless of how upset they are, right? I never seen them like anything happen to them like this.
This is right. But that goes kind of back to my conspiracy theorist hat, where I'm thinking this was a showing of. Remember, this is the same guy that said we can't have the inmates running the prison. Yeah, that is the owner who said that. So that kind of lends to that thinking, right? That lends to that thinking, therefore. But real quick with Aaron Rodgers said it. This wasn't just like this year. Right. He's been upset with that for a few years. So if Aaron Rodgers doesn't get that, I think it's very few guys that really get that.
I think that's more so a Green Bay thing than just overall. But I get what you're saying because that's just Green Bay. But look, even Peyton, Denver did what they did. Denver did what they had to do with Peyton. Hell, even to the Colts to a degree when he was, still Peyton before the neck surgery and stuff. Whatever Peyton says, they're gonna, not what he says, but they're gonna run certain situations by Peyton.
Got to, bro. Like it's any other business model and any other business. Say it ain't football. Any other business model, when you got a guy, quarterback is the most important job in the entire franchise. He made this thing go. How do you not run business through the most important guy in your business? It's a bad model. Like it should be that way. You know what I'm saying? They should run business through that guy and let him know the type of decisions they about to make. Not that he's the final decision maker, but they should run business through him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, no argument from me. No argument from me there.
The whole Falcon team has been vaccinated. First team to be fully vaccinated.
Hey, Falcon need all the help they can get, bro. You know what I'm saying? I understand it. Them boys,
they got Kyle Pitts.
That'll do tremendous work. That'll definitely help. But they lost Julio, so I don't know. We'll see how that exchange works. But yeah, because they already said like if you forfeit game because of COVID, then you just lost that game. There's no makeup. So I get what they're doing. It's like, bro, listen, we can win probably 4 games from forfeits.
Man, the NFL is fed up with the bullshit, man. Like, simple as that. We all know how much of a shit show last year was, man. It was
crazy.
Right. With cats, sending out this game, quarantine for this, quarantine for that. And I understand the NFL. We're almost 2 years into this shit, man. They don't want to go through the same thing they went through last year in regards to
it feels like there's some pressure though, like for them to even make this an announcement, like there's a team that's fully vaccinated.
Oh yeah, we know.
So they seem like there's gonna be there's an agenda there. There's an agenda at play on pressing these guys on getting vaccinated for sure.
Money, man. These people, we're not losing this money again this year.
Right, that's
these
the thing.
Stadiums are packed. They're like you've seen the baseball games. They out there, and some of these baseball stadiums probably getting more numbers.
But there's no guarantee with any of this. That's what's crazy. There's no guarantee. But I want to get into the vax wars. But I do think there's an agenda push there. How many more teams you think make that same sweep? How many more teams you think?
No, I'm pretty sure there's a couple teams that's fully vaccinated, but as far as just announcing, like I said, I think it's in the
That's a
general,
weird announcement. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go about I guess 10. I think you get about 10 teams that's gonna be fully. I just don't think there's too many people that I just think, you know, they kind of heels are dug in on not doing that. So
How many college teams you think are full? Like, what do you think the college teams like? You think most teams?
The college numbers are a lot different. I think Ole Miss Lane said that they're fully vaccinated, but I know with FSU specifically, from what I hear, it's been a struggle to kind of get cats fully vaccinated. We're like about 70%, I believe, being fully vaccinated. So with college, man, I think it's a lot different. These colleges aren't really pushing it as far as the NFL. Also, it's more so we're going to try to educate you, and it's your choice. At the end of the day, the NFL is saying that, but they're saying it's your choice. But also understand that it's your choice, and there's going to be consequences for each decision that you make.
Oh, Super Producer Smoke said we have 15 teams over 95%, and 92% have at least one dose. So I don't know. Maybe we'll get closer numbers than we thought, but I still think you're gonna maybe have like 2 guys on every team that's just not gonna do it. So it'll knock it just short of 100.
And at the end of the day, man, hell, those guys don't want to miss game checks, man. They trying to get paid, man. They put up a fuss, this, that, and other, man. But when it comes to the situation, they trying to get paid.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, man. The show getting a little lengthy, and I don't want to run the people too crazy, man. So let's do a life coach and get up out of here, man. Shout out to the great folks at Spencer Jerky. The best jerky ever crafted. Visit SpencerJerkyJerky.com today. Enter promo code Big Meat for 10% off. My man Spence has 5 staple flavors: original, Old Bay, habanero bourbon, mandarin jalapeno, lemon pepper. Shipping from New Zealand to Pahokee, man. He got you. Hit him up. SpencerJerkyJerky.com. Big Meat 10% off. We have a life coach question. He's a Kane fan. Very good. To put it simple, I have an addiction. I'm addicted to love. I can't seem to shake the habit of always getting my head turned by the next best thing when it comes to women. I have never been faithful in my entire life. The thing is, I don't just involve myself with these women on a physical level. I actually, to at least some degree, fall in love with them. I treat them all well, including communication and gifts, but it's getting to be a bit much at 38 years old, and I want to stop this cycle constantly keeping up with all these women. It's like Usher says, I love, I'm just bad at it. Please help me.
All right, bro, you got to figure out what you want, man. So first of all, if you want to be 38 and you want to be in the streets and hold around and do your thing, that's one thing. But you can't be in the streets and, telling every girl, you know what I'm saying?
You in love with him. He wilding.
Right, but you gotta choose your battle, man. You gonna be, if you want love, be all in with whatever girl you want to be all in with, and love that girl, this, that, another. But don't be, and if you want to just fuck around and do your thing, then do your thing. But don't you're creating a bad precedence when you're going from female to female and telling them this situation is what it is in regards to I love you, I want to be with you, this, that, another, and go to the next one and do the same exact thing. First of all, how you got time for all that? First of all,
yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot of damn time. But yeah, man, my advice is figure out exactly what you want to do, man. You want to be with the women, or you want to be in love with the women, or with a woman. It's one or the other, man. You can do your thing and be out in the streets, man, but don't treat every female as that female, so to speak.
Yeah, you're not falling in love every week. I promise you that, bro. You're just horny.
Right.
I mean, my advice, man, never change, bro. Be who you are, man. You made it this far in life, 38 years in the game, man, and you've been able to hold it down. Just, maybe cut the numbers slightly, depending on, how many you juggling at one time. But, bro, that's who you are, man. Don't let society tell you it's wrong to love. Like the feeling of love is just a certain endorphins release. That's all it is. So you are addicted because you keep getting high off that new car smell.
Yeah, you full of shit. Both of y'all full of shit. Yo, if a grown man going around here saying he falling in love every week, bro, like where I'm from, you a sucker. Like, what is wrong with you? Stop lying to these women, bro. You're not in love. You horny.
He's probably not. He's probably exaggerating every week.
He's in lust.
He's in lust, bro.
I mean,
but again, though, man, I guess
like this is what you start doing, my dude. Rub one out before you go on dates.
Right, man. That post nut clarity, man.
Yeah, you get some clarity, bro.
I'm never gonna tell him. I'm not gonna ever get on this show.
Man, that
you might not even go on a date.
Right, you want to chill and save you money.
Yeah, like no way. I don't really like her.
You can listen to these two married guys if you want to. I'm telling you, I'm never gonna tell you to beat off. First off, that's never gonna be my advice to you. Never gonna tell a man, hey, beat off, man. No, better not beat off. That's what I'm gonna tell you. Come around me with that.
Saying, man, like you get some clarity out after that, man. Just
hey, man. But no, if you want to do your thing, you know, but don't do your thing and then string people along with it too, man. And then I just don't see how you got enough time for it in the first damn place. But again,
time for everything that you care about. And
that's
that
true.
Man drug is love. He gonna make time for it.
But apparently he feel like it's an issue, so he's coming to us with it. So
yeah, but I'm telling him, it ain't no issue, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just keep doing your thing, man. There's gonna be some broken hearts down these trails. You know, maybe a slash tire or two.
Oh no, for sure, man. Whatever advice you want to take here, it's up to you. You know what I'm saying? I like Larry Young's advice. I think it's crazy and nuts. But I just think you a sucker, bro. And like you need to learn what love and lust is, dog. That's all it is. You just got them mixed up a little bit. Right. I used to be like that when I was like 15. I grew up.
Well, I'm not licensed just yet, so keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. I'm learning on the job.
Sorry, man. What you learned today, Larry? Huh?
Oh man. Well, let's see.
CJ, we'll let you take us out with a song today, man. Get your song prepared, man. We definitely leaving with a song today.
We definitely leaving with a song, man. Let's see.
Larry, what you learned though? What you learned? While CJ look for a song.
Man. What did I learn today? I learned that what did I learn? I learned that Billy Corben walked into a room and was shook by a killer, but he damn near kissed him. He said he close enough to get right up in his ear. That to me is insane. I'm never getting close to a killer. If he whispering, I'm just getting a microphone, putting it closer to him, not getting up on cuz. That's what I learned. Billy is a wild, dangerous cat.
I learned that I gotta prepare myself and shit, man. Like the last Florida State guys just come over here and talk shit too, so I wasn't really prepared for the Florida State Percy Harvard, the Peter Ward Percy argument. So I gotta prepare a little bit more. That's what I learned, dog. So shout out to CJ, man. Good show. You know, I wasn't fully prepared for that.
No, man.
Shout out to Pete too, man. No, good conversation. I kind of knew where it was gonna end up, but dope shit.
CJ got them stats. I seen him pull out the.
It was just the attempts the touches that blew me, bro. That's just a crazy number.
Yeah, that is.
I learned that that cocaine was the number one damn drug in Miami, man. At one point in time, with over 11 billion per year. That's what I learned, man.
Crazy a lot of money, bro.
A lot of money.
Insane amount of wealth, long old money built off of cocaine, man.
And like Billy said, man, that money trickled just made the whole economy boom in the South, and in Florida in general. So you see what Miami is today. You definitely got, give it to the cocaine money.
Absolutely, man. Hey, great show, fellas. Appreciate y'all boys for hanging out. We're gonna do this each and every Thursday, man. Beautiful vibes. Beautiful vibes. What you pouring there, Larry? CJ, what you got?
Yeah, man. So let's ride with Shake Life from Jeezy. Let's end it with that.
Oh, little G's. I like that. That's classic shit right there, man. Each and every Thursday, man. Different vibes, man. It's the RollUp. Good show, fella. Hey, Harlan, I'm gonna have to record.